I used to be somebody before that freak Iuzian sent his army south and ruined everything. We had a nice racket going on in the land of the freelords, or what the rest of the Flanes calls the Bandit kingdoms. We had a territory we ran, and we hustled and stole what we could from who we could. Sure, we fought amongst ourselves, and I'd just as soon stick my dagger into someone from the freelords as anywhere else. But we always banded together when an outside force threatened all of our businesses. But all that changed when Iuzian came a-calling. Half of the freelords joined forces with Iuzian to save their skins, and the other half got wiped out or sent packing to the other lands, or down into the rift. I was no hero, and neither were any of my mates. So after the massacre of Steelbone Meadows, we did what any guys in our situation would have done. We hightailed it out of there. The only problem is that everywhere we went, there were old enemies waiting. After finally getting corralled by the Ernst soldiers, I was left to rot in a dungeon, waiting for them to decide what to do with me. The way the gods look at us, I don't think we're gonna like what it is they have in store.
We're live. Hey, everybody.
Hello.
Hello.
Oh, that looks fabulous, dude.
Yeah, we had our new overlays.
Look at
A
that.
little refresh here for episode 32.
Because 32 is such a significant number.
It is. It's
That's
the
when you
number
really
of
start
refreshing.
thinking
It's a
about what you're
refreshing
doing
number.
with your life choices
Yeah.
and what you haven't done up to this point.
I mean, that is true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
one happened for me.
Well, it is what it is.
Hey, guys.
everybody. Hi.
Time I
Welcome
joined this
to-
campaign.
You just kind of depressed everybody, and now everybody's
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody's kind of.
All right, guys. We'll see you next week on Return
Yeah.
to Bandit Kingdoms, where we
Or
talk
not,
about all the
whatever.
mistakes we've made up until this point in our lives.
Yes. So, hello everyone. Welcome to Return to the Bandit Kingdoms. I am Will DM, your DM for this great illustrious game. I'm sorry, something in chat popped up, so I had to read it.
Multitask, man. Come on.
Wow.
Yeah, that shit don't happen too easy with me. I can't chew gum and do anything either. It's that's why I never have gum. Okay, so yeah, hey everybody, welcome back, and I'm glad you're coming back in. Oh, look at what he even see. I'm too busy looking at what Adam did too. Look, he put a little return to curved over the top of. Okay. Anyway, so yeah, I'm DM Will. This is Return to the Bandit Kingdoms. It is a Greyhawk stream with our intrepid. Oh God, what are they called again, Steve? Help me out.
Press Ganged Opportunists. Has it been that
That'll
long?
be the one.
Press Gang Opportunities.
I guess it has
Yeah.
been, what, 4 or 5 weeks?
Yeah. Yeah. So, but first, let's go in and let's introduce the cast here, because they truly are such wonderful people. We're just going to go left to right there. So, Michael.
Oh, I get to go first?
You get to go first, yeah.
First time I've gotten to go first. I don't know what
Is
to
it
do.
really?
It
I
is.
thought about that when they I looked at the thing. It's like, well, let's go ahead, and I just looked over. I must start from the left naturally, because I went, and the first thing I thought I was like, huh, Michael really doesn't go first much.
Yeah. Basically, the order I used for this was whose character name I could think of first, and then whose character name I could think of second, and then third, and then fourth.
And then you put them in alphabetically, so you think alphabetically.
Apparently so. Wow, that is weird. I didn't even notice that until now.
And you should have totally just played that up and said, oh yeah,
Yeah, I should have, but
it's scientifically proven
Yeah.
that people will remember things.
Very organized thought. You should just see my filing systems.
No, that's okay. You're an IT guy. I don't want to see any of that crap. All right. I'm sorry, Michael. So rudely interrupted you. Go ahead.
I am Michael, and I'm playing Ash, who's a cleric who is currently a little bit confused with his direction in life. He must be about 32, I guess.
Right?
That's good.
Yeah. So and correct me if I'm wrong. You're a cleric of St. Cuthbert, right?
Yes, absolutely. Yes. Yes.
Yes. Okay. All right. All right. Let's move just down the line there. Hey, Jairus, man, it's your turn.
Hi, I'm Jairus. I am playing Scump. Nope. No. I don't remember. Well, I'm just going to start talking, and maybe my character's voice will find me. I don't know.
It always does. It always does.
Right? That's just helps.
That's the problem with when we did those other like the double shots that we went over and we played some different characters showing other things. It's like after we get back in, it's so hard to get back into the swing of the regular.
Yeah, it's who is Raleigh? Raleigh was like he's the level head, right? That's
Sure. Yeah, we'll go with that.
No, that's not right.
He's well known for his thoughtfulness of others. Mother's Day is never forgotten in his house.
Ooh. Is it too soon?
Oh wow, that was low.
Might be a little bit.
Yeah. Okay. Well, you leave that up to a priest. St. Cuthbert. All right. So we'll move right along next. Hey, Adam, it's your turn, man.
Hey everybody, I'm Adam. I'm playing Talon Ravenguard. What am I? A warlock? I'm a warlock. It's been a while since we've played these characters, so I don't know if I remember the voice.
Sure you do. It's your Clint Eastwood impersonation.
It's very
No,
high
that
and
was the
squeaky.
other guy. The other
No,
guy
that was Malice. Yeah, he was
the one
like
we just
French
did.
or something.
Oh,
That's the
that's
one that I
right.
can remember because we just
Oh
did.
no! I remember what it was. You were doing that kind of like Russian thing.
Yeah.
I think you were inhaling helium when you were doing it.
That was,
It was the
shit. I forgot my helium.
Scottish combination. You were inhaling helium and then speaking in a Scottish accent.
I
That
think
sounds.
that's right.
That
really
does sound
something
great.
to behold.
That sounds really good, actually.
It does.
That's my next character for when this guy dies.
Right.
I wonder how
Anyway.
much helium you can take. Like like just 3 hours.
Eventually,
that's-
you'll run out of oxygen.
That's the new challenge.
Yeah.
That'll be our next stream is to see who can inhale the most helium without dying.
That's what we should have. We should get one of those tickers on here and keep track of this stuff. And then when people throw those bits at us, we're like, all right, this is once you reach a certain point, you get the helium episode.
That's good.
Oh my God! I just thought of the greatest thing ever. Okay, so this is what we're gonna do one day. We're gonna have a game. You guys are all gonna play either fairies or gnomes, and then we're all gonna use helium.
Well, you got to get one person to be something else and then do nitrogen instead. I think that's what it is. I don't condone this because it's probably not good for you, but this guy I used to work with at the bank used to like the air, the cans for like blowing out keyboards. If you tip that upside down and inhale it makes your voice super deep.
Yeah, don't do that, kids.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
No,
Or
like,
anyone.
I never did it.
And it'll also freeze your body parts that you blow that onto because it's like.
Oh yeah, no, it's cold as hell. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or maybe that wasn't what he was doing then. It was something he would inhale though, and it was the opposite of helium. And I thought that was so cool.
I
and
gotta say though,
really really bad for you.
I'm
but
really
funny
interested
for me.
now. All right, and last but not least, we have Steve.
Hello, I'm Steve. I'm playing Wyndon. I do know what he is. He is a fighter. He's gotten a bit over his head. He's just treading water, trying to keep from drowning. He's just seeing where this could take him.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Good. All right. So let me give a quick and brief update. The Press Ganged Opportunists, what is left of the original band of them. They were fellas who had their souls torn out of them. They were kicked into the Bandit Kingdoms, returning to the Bandit Kingdoms because they were all bandits, to go and run amok and cause problems for Iuzian if they did a good job to get their soul back. During that, they have found out all kinds of information about who it was that took their soul, why they took their soul, what they're supposed to be doing. They've had a couple of people die during that, and things are kind of getting kind of ooky crazy on them. So now,
Altogether.
yeah. What basically ended up happening in the last episode, they actually ran into, episode before last, they ran into actually one of the original Press Ganged Opportunists that actually was with them and then left the group. Furbolg out of the Tangles, known as Nordjord. And they actually ran into a couple of the guys, other guys that they had all had their souls torn out too. And one of them was a guy that they, in the very first episode, cut his hand off and tried killing him. And so they finished the job.
Yeah, you didn't think you could bring him back and let him live, did you?
No, I totally expected that dude to die. Are you kidding me? So
Expect everyone to die.
pretty much. But they did get a traveling companion, another one of these fellas that had his soul torn out down in the county of Ernst, where it originally happened. His name is Trent, and he's a ranger kind of guy from the Bandit Kingdoms, and he's been convinced magically by his new best friend Raleigh that he should help them out and show them how to get to the Rift Crag castle and fortress outside of the Rift in the Bandit Kingdoms. So he's doing that. He's taking them on a way that he's hopeful will be the best way to approach without being discovered. And before they made their journey to do this, each one of them was visited, so to speak, by people from their past or some sort of connections that are things that are going on, and it put several of them into some dark revelry. Talon was visited by a representative of the Raven Queen. Ash was visited by a representative of his god, we'll just say. Raleigh, actually Morgan. And this is something important to know. As you can see, out of all the characters, only one of the characters here, Jairus' character, he's got two names. It's Raleigh/Morgan. And the reason for that is because actually well, what am I saying it for? It's your character. Just give everybody a little bit of a tune-in on what that is, just so they know.
So Raleigh isn't quite sure what happened, but Morgan knows that himself and Raleigh ended up tussling on top of a teleportation circle, and it went off and something went wrong, and now Morgan is stuck inside Raleigh's body, and occasionally he gets control.
Yeah.
So full-on split personality thing going on here.
Exactly. So it's a split personality thing. So you'll see that happening through the game periodically where they switch. And then Wyndon had a nice heart-to-heart with Trent. So this is where we're picking up. They have made their way within several hours outside of where the Rift Crag castle is at. They can actually see it minutely in the distance, and they're kind of bedded down and waiting for darkness to fall so that then they can make their final approach as stealthily as possible. So while you guys are doing this, Trent is actually going about, there's quite a few, let's say, like scrub bushes and things along these lines. He's going through and he's like pruning a bunch of stuff and gathering up lots of like different types of foliage and stuff. And he has a little small fire that he's made, and he's made some kind of like paste and whatnot. And so it's like he's prepping for the evening. So that's what he's doing. So we're gonna pick up right there. What are you guys doing?
I'm gonna ask Trent what he's making.
Well, I'm gonna make us some sort of camouflage, to kind of help us in our approach. And this here, and he's like mixing up that paste again. And the paste is like black, and you see every once in a while what he'll do is he'll get some of the dark ashes and whatnot, and he dumps it in there and he mixes it up some more. He's like, well, what we're gonna do is we're gonna paint ourselves up with this, give ourselves some dark face and whatnot, make it easier for us to approach and, hopefully blend in a little bit more. I've got a couple other tricks to help you guys get to the wall and what have you. I mean, if you guys are dead set on going and doing this, I'll help you out as best I can. It's the least I can do from a buddy, Raleigh. So,
love you, Trent.
Love you too, man. The bonds of magic are strong sometimes.
The best part of this too is Raleigh has no idea that he cast a spell on Trent. He thinks they're tight. Like he thinks it's like, hey, one bro to another, you got to come risk your life for us. And he's like, all right, this Trent guy, he's a good guy.
Yep. And that's the other thing about Raleigh that I love so much is the fact that he's an unknown sorcerer. He doesn't realize that he does a lot of the stuff that he does.
Right. At this point, too, like level 7, you're casting some pretty high level shit. It's just the level of obliviousness to not realize that he is magical when he's doing.
And I would think at this point too that you would think that the wizard in the group's probably doing a lot of this behind your back, and you don't realize it.
That's true.
All right. So, is there anything else that you guys or you gentlemen would like to do during the day? Because essentially, this is the camp out, rest sort of deal. And
I spend my whole day with Salas standing before me, holding that weapon, while I sit and study it and contemplate it without ever touching it.
Okay.
That's what I spend my day doing.
For those who are not in the know or listen on the podcast, what this weapon is during the last episode when these visits happened, his god left him a big old scythe, like a Grim Reaper weapon with a jet black blade and highly polished ebony wood. So there's that.
So
Salas is my skeletal zombie who follows me around.
I don't think she's quite skeletal. Yeah, she's got to be pretty fucking rotten.
Yeah. Well, most of her skin and stuff has fallen off because he's kept her around for some time now. So
I put her through some combat.
When you pull that magic out of her, she collapses really nicely into a very,
You put her in a suitcase.
Yeah, easy. You just tie a ribbon around the bones, and it's like very portable, very easy.
So Raleigh's going to go and have a seat next to Wyndon and be like, so Wyndon, buddy, got just one quick question maybe for you. Okay, so just real quick. What the fuck is going on, and what are we doing, and what are we trying to steal, and how the hell do we think we're going to do it? And this seems crazy, and who even am I?
Right, okay. Well, I'm guessing based off of your inflection, you're Raleigh. I believe we are attempting to sneak or break into the fortress near here in order to find information about various things. It's kind of a crazy idea, honestly.
You got that shit right.
But,
that's what Trent says. He doesn't look around. He just keeps doing his stuff.
The Transformer party member found something very important, it seemed like, and so it seems like it'd be maybe good if we can find it as well. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'm sure it'll be fine. It'll be
totally fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Burton, by the way, guys, master stealthy dude. Not so much around. Well, maybe this guy. He points at Talon. He looks kind of stealthy, I mean, he never takes that hood down, so you know what I mean.
I'm not even looking at him. I'm facing the other direction. I'm looking at Ash.
Yeah, you're reinforcing his point.
Talon's so sneaky he only has to hide his face.
There you go.
After a little while, I'm gonna walk closer to Ash as he's studying his weapon and say, "This weapon of yours, this was a gift from your god?"
You find yourself unable to get too close as my other body stands up and kind of gets in front of you.
Which body is this now?
The other one I picked up, gosh, what's his name?
Is it the monk?
Yeah, the monk.
Yeah.
You're bringing him around too? Okay, yeah. So I'll just, I won't, I'm not going to put my arm around you. So I'm not
this is an object of concern to me and me alone. It will not hurt you or harm you. You have nothing to worry about.
No, I do not fear this weapon. I do think that it is something that may help us in our fight against Keraptis.
Yes, there is that chance.
So why are you cautious of this weapon?
Because I am cautious of what it means. And I am very, very, very careful of that.
Do you second guess your god?
I have no god. I accept power from sources.
In exchange.
I'll just nod and say, and I will leave you to your contemplation.
I choose life every time for myself.
I too have seen Trainspotting. I love that movie.
Ewan McGregor, so underrated.
Oh, yeah, my favorite Jedi. Okay. Oh, I can't say that.
No, that's true though. He is. He is your favorite Jedi.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, no, that is true. That's not a bad statement. I'm good.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd stand by that. He's my favorite Jedi.
All right.
With a bow.
So Trent seems to have pretty much finished, his preparation stuff, and he goes, "Now you sure that I can't convince you guys to not do this? Just come with me back to Ernst. Go down and try and find this asshole who stole our souls, and well, not so much the asshole, but our souls."
Trent's making a lot of sense, guys.
Your souls are forfeit if you do not stop Keraptis.
Oh, what you got to say to that, Trent?
Well, yeah, sure. But I know one thing right now is that from what little bit I learned, if it's true, they're going to feed our souls anyway to whatever that damn thing is that's going to bring Keraptis back. So I would prefer to go and try and scare it up now when it may be still available. I don't know.
And do you have a plan in which you are to return your soul to your body?
No, that's well, I kind of need a wizard for that.
Well, then continue on your fool errand, and best of luck in your travels.
Well, I got to help my buddy Raleigh here get into this here castle first, and then I'll be on my way. But I don't know. I mean, all right. I mean, whatever you guys think. That's
So what is our goal to go into this castle?
We want to steal that document that
Burton had taken.
Burton.
Yeah.
The original guy that was with, because remember, Trent was with a group very similar to yours, because they were like sending commando groups into the Bandit Kingdoms, running around doing stuff. And he was part of one group, and in his group, there was this guy, Burton, and they were around the Rift Crag, and he thought it'd be a great idea to just like sneak into the castle, see what he could find. So he went to the castle, and he found like all these documents and stuff. So he stole them, they left, but then they were caught out in the plains, because the bulk of the Bandit Kingdoms is prairie, and the majority of them were killed. And Burton was one of them, and those papers were taken away. Now, you guys had found Burton's, and you still have Burton's skull on you.
Right. Yep.
Because that's the guy you talked to the undead, and then he didn't give you guys really any more information.
Yeah, he had no useful thing to say. So
Yeah, and then you were rude to him, and he got offended, and
I was nothing but kind and polite, very thoughtful and considerate.
I'd love to see you at a Christmas party. But basically what it was is the information, what you were able to glean from what Trent told you, and from what little bit that Burton, his spirit, had relayed to you, besides what you knew, was that the information that he had found was about Keraptis there in the Rift Crag castle. Now, the Rift Crag is owned by the Iuzian forces. So somebody in there was stockpiling information about Keraptis. And that's all you knew. So your guys' idea, from my gather, was that you were going to go, somebody was going to try and do a repeat of what Burton did, and sneak in and try and get that information out of there. But, I mean, you guys already know a hell of a lot about what's going on from other factors and other people, even without mitigating the bad guys and the good guys.
Right.
Except for how to defeat him.
That's true.
Although there had been, because the information that you got, Talon, was because you're concerned about keeping the real Keraptis, the now Shadow King, from coming back into this realm.
Right.
That's what you've been in tasked with doing from the Shadow Queen. She doesn't want him to come to. She wants him actually to stay in the Shadowfell with her. She doesn't want him coming here. And you did find out how he intends to do that.
I sure did, and I remember all of it just like it was yesterday. But if you'd like to remind me and remind the audience,
okay, all right, okay.
Just so they're aware,
there was basically there are they were collecting items. There were these items that they were collecting, these powerful magical items, but those were like keys. And there's another item that is going to, aka that's the gate or whatever, that is going to allow him to traverse over back from the Shadowfell to the Prime Material Plane. Okay? And to fuel this thing, they have to collect souls.
right?
Yep.
Okay? So that's, that part and you pretty much found out too where this gate is at too. Does anybody remember that?
The White Plume Mountain.
In the White Plume Mountain itself, exactly. Okay, so that you guys know. You guys know that part of it. You don't know why in the hell you know why they took your souls, but you don't know why they were sending people into the Bandit Kingdoms to fuck with Iuzian stuff. You really don't have any idea what that was.
Just for funsies.
Yeah, just for funsies. Just like, let's just
We took their soul anyway. Might as well have a little fun with it, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's like, well, what are we going to do with these guys now? Send them around here doing something.
Yeah, so if we just destroy all those souls.
Yeah, let's
Mission
just
accomplished.
play a bunch of
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I'm sure that'll be fine.
Yeah. And the one thing that Wyndon's been worried about is the fact that who has your souls can also become a puppeteer to you.
Yeah. Not a fan of that idea.
Right.
Nope.
So, because you guys did see that in action at least once.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think maybe another time too, for a brief moment, it came into being. I think also too, one time when you guys were actually up in Rook Roost back in earlier episodes, somebody spoke through Salus, I think, to you even. Didn't that happen once?
Yes.
That's what I thought, yeah. Basically giving you guys direction through her. So.
Creepy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there it is. That's where you guys are sitting and what's going on. So it's like.
Thank you, Roxy Farius, for following. I returned to the Bandit Kingdoms here in Wicked Studios LLC.
Well,
Roxy,
thank you, Roxy.
Farius for Roxifarius.
Roxifari.
So my
The Casbah. Rock.
Yeah, Roxifarius. That's a cool sound. Now there you go. See, so we're gonna have to actually start taking these names down and stuff. That's a sweet ass name for a character.
That is a pretty good one.
Roxifarius.
They're all they're collected in Streamlabs.
There you go.
So anyway, thanks for following us
Yes, thank you very
and
much.
for
so.
watching.
All
For
right,
my
gentlemen.
undead collection, I have 2 zombies, Corwood and Solace.
Yeah.
I have the Skull of Darton and the Finger of Silverwolf.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it's not macabre at all. It's fine.
Forward is, that's Monkey Stonefist.
All right. So
As the day kind of gets to an end there, I stand up all of a sudden, take the weapon out of Salus's hands,
okay.
and I say, "The betrayer has come."
Okay.
And then I step forward, and I
Start
say,
killing
"Let's."
all you.
Yeah, that's what I'm expecting right now.
Yeah, by the way, this is when Talon actually does start to get a little nervous.
And turn, and you can all see that my eyes have gone red and my fangy things have come back and kind of darker than normal. And I say, is it time?
So Raleigh's going to go up and just kind of lean in close to him and be like, hey, man, you're making everyone really uncomfortable.
And I just say,
to back away.
it is time.
Guys, apparently it's time.
All right. Well, we'll say if you guys are just gonna muck around, that's fine. So you guys hang out, and
No,
it
Michael
becomes.
says it's time. I want to see what he
Yeah,
does.
I think it might be time.
It's time. It's obviously time.
I mean,
Okay,
I've
so-
been just helping Trent and getting ready to be all subterfuge. So
Exactly. So basically, now that the sun has set, what Trent does is he goes around and he takes this paste stuff that he was making, and he like comes up to each one of you and slaps a general portion on both of your cheeks.
I don't
Says,
need
"Now
it.
rub that in. Rub that in."
I
And he
don't
does
need
it on everybody.
I don't.
He does it on himself.
I don't
and
let him
rubs
touch
it
me.
in. And then he puts it on his hands.
I say, I say, if you touch me, I will cut off your hand. I do not need that. Then I pull my hood back. I already have like black, like makeup across my eyes. It's not gonna. This will not help me.
Yeah, all right, Robert Smith. Don't worry about it. I won't touch you. Okay. So then after he does that, so whoever takes it, he will give it to you. And
Sure.
then he takes all that foliage and different stuff that he was collecting, and he takes it and he's like woven it into like they're like a vest. And so each one of you can put it on, and it gives you like the appearance of the ground
sweet. I'm all about this now. Yeah.
vegetation. Like out of the back sticks out like the high dried grass and like some like some of the twigs and whatnot of the little scrubby bushes and what have you.
Yep.
I'll hold mine. What time of day is this?
It's night now.
Okay.
I'm just standing there, just staring, holding this sigh.
Okay.
What is it
Kinda
you
like-
see, cleric of Nero?
Death. Death to all.
Oh, that's
Yeah, that tracks. That
I mean,
tracks.
That's
maybe not. Does it have to be all, or at least all right now? Can it be like not us, perhaps?
Death
Some.
to some, like
Some.
make a to-do list.
Even most
Not us.
would be fine.
All right, gentlemen, and you guys start trekking, and Trent says, "All right, just I'll let you know when we got to get lower and when we got to get quieter, okay?" And so he just starts beelining it towards
Sure.
the cliff crack. You guys travel for a couple of hours, and it just starts looming bigger and bigger on the horizon. The sky is relatively clear, and so the darkness of the castle itself blocks out the stars from your vision. And then after, when you're pretty close, but you're outside of bow shot for sure, Trent makes you guys stop. He goes, "All right, hold still. I've got a little bit of magic that's going to help out with everything." And he casts Pass Without a Trace on you guys.
Nice.
Including the zombies.
It's everyone in
I
the
don't-
area,
I don't know if
isn't it?
Enough, and it's
You
just
do
a
up
radius
to-
around him.
He can do up to how many people can you do with Pass Without a Trace?
It's a 10-foot radius
yeah.
around him. Spell's just on.
Ah, there you go. So yeah, there you go. So he casts Pass Without a Trace, and then he says, "All right, now try to stay a little low to the ground as we're moving now, getting closer towards
It's
the wall."
dark, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I motion for Salas to get lower.
How much lower can she get?
Her arms are just
Bless
dragging.
her. I mean, her ligaments have to be shit at this point too. I
Oh,
mean,
she's
it's got.
got no ligaments.
It's completely unnecessary. He just likes telling Salas to get low.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be one thing if the cadaver was just set and laid somewhere. Salas has like been doing stuff and like going through rivers and falling down hills and stuff. Like there's been pieces and parts of her falling off for like weeks and weeks now. There's really
The good thing is she's left a trail for us to find our way back to the dangles.
The Salas breadcrumbs.
yeah, exactly.
Oh, well, just so you know, with the Rod of Alertless that I have, I'm going to cast See Invisibility with it. So
Ooh,
Oh,
nice.
cool.
I still don't have dark vision, but at least if something's nearby, I can see invisible things.
There you go.
And so at this point in time, Trent, he gives you guys that information, tells you what to do. Okay, as far as now, he's going to be taking you to the junction of the castle where Burton made his ascension and got in, because that was the deal. That's what you guys wanted. And he's like, now keep an eye on the skies too. Now, when we were here, there were 2 like little demon things that flapped around every so often, kind of looking. Now, I don't know if they left with Krasner when he went up to Rookroos with some of those orcs and stuff that he took with him. I don't know, but just so you know, there you go. Okay, so then he takes you guys up. Now, what I need everyone to go ahead and make some stealth rolls. And here, let me
What?
stealth rolls. Now you're going to get plus 10 because you've got the.
So 30.
Oh wow, I got all.
Look how fucking stealthy we
I got
are.
34.
I'll be right.
Take a look.
24
at
here.
All right. Let's see. Where's? I got to roll for Trent. All right.
I mean, with all this camouflage, I'm sure we have advantage on this, right?
Actually, you guys do have advantage on this.
Yeah.
Which is good because
Uh,
Trent would have got a 17.
I'll keep my.
But that's still
24.
good.
Yeah.
So he's got a 24. We got a 26, a 25, a 30.
A
It's
30 and a
oh,
35.
that is Jairus, which is Raleigh, and then okay, a 34. Okay, so you guys are going up, and you make a due haste, and you get up to the castle's walls. Now, the closer you get to it, okay, you start to hear noise coming from within the castle, the general movement of a population, and every once in a while you hear like the high-tuned snort of an orc or something along these lines, and every once in a while you hear like a rip roll of laughter or something along these lines. But it doesn't seem like there's no alarm, there's nothing going on that's prepare for war, nothing. It's just seems like a typical, I guess for what you would know, a castle at evening time, So he takes you to this one section of the wall, because this is a walled. It's more like just a really big walled keep. And these are big, tall walls with towers, and there's an actual corner between where one wall stops and then another one goes around because of the topography. And he takes you to this corner and he goes, okay, he went up this way. And you can see that this is actually, because of the rise of the ground and whatnot, the climb is actually a shorter distance, where most of the wall around is 60 feet. This particular area right here is a 40 feet distance.
Okay.
Cool. Cool. All right. Well, are we all going up? Is only one of us going up? What's our?
I have no idea what's going on.
I think you guys would have had this planned out by now.
It's only been.
Would
5
you like
weeks.
me to float up and see what's up there?
Yes, I would like that.
Realize that
All
once
right.
he starts floating, he's going to get out of my bubble a little bit of protection.
I can tie a rope about myself and float upwards,
Okay.
if that is what you wish.
Just be. Yeah, do it. Be the balloon. Be the balloon.
Okay. All right. So you start floating up.
Slowly. I mean, I'm very cautious in controlling it.
Okay. So as he's doing this, what are you guys going to be doing? And
Uh.
as as Ash is floating up, what's Ash doing as he's floating?
Just keeping an eye out. I mean, looking, trying to see what's up there, I guess.
Okay.
I'm gonna be
Like looking for guards?
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking.
Okay.
I'm just basically doing a size, activity, location, a salute report.
Gotcha. Okay.
I'm looking for anyone around who might be a patrol or listening for anything of things that might spot us.
Right. Now, as you guys were coming up, and even as you guys were getting closer towards the castle itself, you didn't really run into any kind of patrols or anything. Now, remember, there was that one day where you ran into like some of those vultures with the goblins on them. You haven't seen any of that. You haven't seen anything else, really. And nothing really in the distance, even, for that matter. You know, there was no point in time where he's like, get out, shut up. You know, none of that happened. So, okay. As you start floating up, you guys hear the distinct sound of orc language, like a conversation between two orcs, coming a little closer.
Can I hear what they're saying?
You can speak orc?
Can I speak orc?
I don't know. That's
Yes.
okay.
I just
I was gonna say, remember,
I just checked my sheet. Yeah.
As soon as I hear those voices, I would immediately stop moving and like try to, find a shadow and just, stop moving at that shadow and just be the shadow.
Okay. Well, because you could try and reach out and maybe grab the side of the wall and see if you could get enough like kind of purchase to maybe pull yourself closer towards the wall, because you're pretty close to it, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But it's not really designed for like, hey, I can just climb up this real easy, you know what I mean?
Right. That's why I'm using my boots of levitation.
Right. So I mean, you can still attempt to do that, because if you were to hug the wall, you would be a lot less noticeable. And as far as what Talon hears, essentially you hear this. It's like typical guard talk. There's just one guy telling this other guy about this saucy dwarven wench that had come into the town, into the fortress, and that she's his girlfriend now. Regardless, that she's one of the Rift bandits and part of. Oh God, what's that guy's name? Something Bloody. I think the Bloody. I think, what was his name? The guy who runs the Rift, actually. I'll find it, but yeah, that's what you guys are seeing. So, go ahead. Are you going to try and grab the side of it and pull yourself in a little there?
No, I'll just stop and just
go still.
Go still, because I don't want to make any noise or attract any attention.
Okay. Excellent. All right. I'm going to have you guys still stay on this. I'm not going to make you make any kind of more stealth rolls, but I am going to give a couple of rolls for these guys, just on the off chance. So, get that open here. And they're going to be at disadvantage. So here's the first roll. Not a problem. Because they're engrossed in their talking. Okay. They move and just keep on going. They eventually pass by. Their conversation fades as they continue along the ramparts of the castle and just keep going.
Holy shit, that was scary, guys. I thought for sure they were going to see us. I was always the worst at hide and seek, because when somebody got close, I always just jumped out and tried to run. And,
Are you able to make yourself invisible, sorcerer? I'm talking.
And you're continuing on.
and I think he's a wizard.
Not a wizard.
I'm talking to you in the coat.
Oh no, no, I don't do magic. Nope. I'm just here because I'm kind of the moral compass.
I turn around and look at Wyndham and say, he is a bit touched.
Yeah,
A little bit.
there's something going on. Unfortunately, have I ever seen Raleigh turn invisible? Actually,
That's a good question. I don't think so.
No, you've seen Morgan turn.
What about
okay.
Can we speak with the other within you?
At this time, Ash, you crest the rampart in the wall. You do a quick.
Hey, just my eyes.
Yeah, that's what I
had
figured.
eyes.
Just going to poke your head up. As you do that, and you start looking around, you notice that those guys, you can see the guys who had passed, and they're as they're making their way around, and you see another group, a pair of soldiers, and these guys are orcs as well. They're making their way towards you. They're a little ways away yet, and they're kind of looking over the wall in the opposite direction. So they're not actually looking towards you yet. The difference between these two guys and the last two guys that came, these guys obviously probably don't like each other. You're kind of guessing, because they are they're walking not side by side, because there's plenty of room on the top of the castle wall to do that, but they're walking sort of like in single file. And they're definitely looking about more diligently than the last two guys. You think that you probably got roughly about 5 minutes before they'll be to this position where you're at. You
All right,
don't
so they're a
see
patrol.
Yeah, you don't see anybody behind those guys, but
Anybody coming from the other direction?
no. And so you're thinking like, well, those first group went by. It's about 5 minutes before this group gets by. Now, if you were to wait and hang out and see, maybe there's, when the next pair comes along, maybe that'll be another 5 minutes. So you're starting to guess maybe it's a 5 minute interval is essentially roughly what these guys. I mean, because they're doing it on orc time, so you know how that is. It's not really all that. Yeah. So
I'll actually then when I notice that what do I see beyond the wall?
Okay, beyond the wall, now you got the big wall, right? And then inside the wall is like a small little town. There's like maybe a good dozen and a half buildings. Most of these buildings, though, are large. They're not like single shacks or like a single inn. They're like larger, bigger buildings, a couple stories. The smallest one is a 2-story one. Okay, some that you think will probably be barracks, and then you definitely notice some stables, and then there's a great big keep. Bam, that's in. Okay. Also, too, as far as barracks go, and as far as the activity within the castle itself, there's not an awful lot of it. So what you guys were thinking about there being a lot less dudes here, because when Krasner left and was going up to Rookeroos with a bunch of guys, is right. There is a lot less fellas here right now. So got that going for you.
All right, I will drop back down to the ground, and I'll inform everybody that their defenses are laughable. They only have everybody looking in the same direction. Nobody's looking back the other way, so we can, scale the wall and get over when they're all looking in the one direction.
Yeah, they're orcs, man.
Tell them about the keep and other buildings inside. So I can easily float back up with the rope, and you guys can. And actually, I can probably carry one of you up as I float up with that rope.
Ooh, dibs. I'm not a strong climber. I've fallen before. You guys remember I fell off the house?
Yep.
I'll say, Trent, do you know, did Burton find those documents in the keep? Did he say where he found them?
Yeah, they're in the keep.
Where in the keep do we know?
I got no clue, dude. He was the only one that went in there.
Yeah. All right. That's fine. If you can get a rope up there, Ash, without being spotted, that would be extremely helpful.
Okay. The first thing I do is actually stuff Salas back into my backpack because I don't want to lose her, and I'll leave Corwin on.
She's like an
guard.
undead transformer.
She actually turns into the backpack.
Oh, that would be an awesome backpack. Little bone Salas backpack.
Right?
And I'll leave the Corvin or whatever his name was back on the ground.
Corwin, yeah.
Find a bush for him to sit in or something.
Okay. You can just like basically stick him in a corner and like you guys really aren't going to need those. You're not going to need those vests anymore that that Trent made. So if you wanted to, you could like take those off and just chuck them on top.
I was just carrying mine.
There we go.
I was.
Yeah.
I didn't want to be rude and not take it, but.
Why not?
Yeah, I can.
Rude about the black stuff that he made so diligently.
Yeah, I know, but it smelled weird.
Obviously, somebody didn't want to look like Arnold Schwarzenegger. That's all I'm going to say.
Okay. So I will, as soon as I think the timing is right, let Raleigh step up on my feet and have our rope, and then I will elevate her back up.
Okay. It's a lot harder to gauge this next group of guys because these guys, remember, these are the two guys that are walking around. They're not talking, right? They're not doing anything. They're walking and, maybe ripping off an odd fart or something like that. So basically, I just want you guys to all roll me a perception. Basically, and it's just so you can try and get your timing down with these guys.
Oh, I have advantage on that. Not that it matters.
14.
Well, Trent got a 16 too, so that's good. Okay, so you guys are able to discern. Maybe there's an odd snort or something along those lines that cues you in enough that okay, they're going, and then you're pretty much able to time it. Just count it off, and then. When they're far enough away, I'm sure then that's when you just start your ascension back up. Okay. You get up to the top, not a problem. Raleigh, you're on his back. You guys get to the top crenel. Now, when you get up to that top part, you're not seeing anybody just yet. And I guess I should have said this beforehand, and we can meta this back or whatever a little bit. To get down off of the outer wall, okay, there's stairs that go down and go into along the outside, along the back into the courtyard, but then there also are the towers. The towers actually have doors into them. Now, whether or not you can go down through the tower, you really have to go in and see, but knowing the construction of these kind of things, there's probably stairs within the towers too that will let you down into the courtyard itself.
Or we could take the elevator.
Yeah.
And how far away from the wall is the keep? Like what?
The keep itself is like smack dab in the center.
Of course it is. Okay.
And then there's the wall. Okay, and then there's the cluster all around the keep of all these other buildings, and then some of the other buildings are actually they hug up against the outside of the wall. Most of the ones that are on the outside of the wall don't look like they're living quarters of any sorts. These look like actual like shacks and stuff along these lines.
Right. So there's a lot of space between the wall that we're on and the keep. Then
there is like a probably a good 50-foot worth of killing ground, as they would call it, open space.
Of course.
That stretches predominantly around it. Now, in some places it's a little bit more, in some places it's a little bit less, but you get the general idea.
Yeah.
As they're floating up, I'll just say to Wyndon, if need be, I can make 3 of us invisible.
Whoa, well, that would be extremely helpful. I vote for maybe one of them.
You can't hear me, Raleigh. I waited until you were out of earshot. Because I said 3 of us. And there are 4 of us, not including the ranger dude who's hanging out.
That's all right. Raleigh's got himself covered.
Yeah, how long would we be invisible for?
An hour.
Now, I'm assuming I know a little bit about this. If we do something like attack someone, we become visible. Is that correct?
I believe so. I have
Right.
to check my notes.
And yet you're not a wizard.
He reads a lot.
Oh, yeah. Because, like quantum physics, people just read that for fun.
I do.
People do.
You're
Yes, we.
special, Michael.
He
we,
reads. He reads. I mean, he wants to know magic. He just, doesn't have as great an aptitude with it. That's all.
Yeah.
I mean, I picture an Eldritch Knight as like someone, as a wizard who is just more physically gifted than mentally. I just picture an Eldritch Knight as a shitty athletic wizard.
See, that's funny because I picture an Eldritch Knight as this big buff guy in like plate mail armor and a conical hat. He's got moons and stars on the hat, chin strap on it. So
Here's one of my
that would
favorite
be good.
books.
Like just have the armor be like
What is
purple
that?
with stars. Like what a wizard's on the armor.
That actually is badass.
Right?
mean,
I'm not
I
joking.
would play an Eldritch Knight.
I want to make that character.
If Wyndon were a different person, he might dye
There
his
it is.
leather purple.
You see, he's got it's right there. Quantum physics book.
Yep.
I didn't doubt it for a second.
Ouch.
Okay. So, all right. So, you guys are having that conversation down there. So, you guys crest. You're at the top. You're right at the top where the crenels are for the castle wall that's going all the way around. What's happening?
So I get up, I let Raleigh off, tell him to find a place to tie off the rope. And I don't actually get onto the wall yet.
There are crenels on this. So you
Right, and I
you
tell him to
literally
tie
just
the rope
it
off.
around the crenel. Yeah.
Sure, Raleigh's tying that off then.
I imagine we probably just have a grappling hook as well, right?
Yeah, you could do that. Sure. Why
I
not?
don't have one, but sure, I'm sure somebody does.
I know. I'm pretty sure I do.
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I'm such an easygoing DM that I'll say it's part of somebody's explorer pack. How about that? There you go. Well, let's put it this way. I'm not going to make it go, all right, give me a roll to tie that knot, motherfucker.
Right.
So,
As
you
soon as we touch it, it just falls to the ground.
right. Yeah, and I'm like, okay, who's the first one up the rope?
Now, who do you blame there? Raleigh for tying the shitty knot, or Ash for having Raleigh
For
tie
letting him.
It's Ash's fault.
You
Yeah,
blame
absolutely.
the child who drove out in traffic, or the adult who gave him the keys? Like,
Okay, so he ties it off, and so you've got this rope that's just dangling there, guys. What are you doing?
I'll say to Talon, would this be a good time to do the invisibility thing, or
No.
no? Okay.
And then I'll climb up the rope.
so as he goes to grab the rope, it yanks away from him.
Okay, this is where
I stop
where I
Raleigh.
remind you guys that the
Dicks.
guards come around in about 5-minute intervals.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that to remind Raleigh because Raleigh's doing exactly what he's supposed
Yeah.
to be doing.
I don't find amusement in
It's
this.
the reason that I'm staying there floating. I actually have a hold of the rope. I'm stopping him from his antics. Like, stop! Keep an eye out.
Okay,
And honestly-
So I roll an athletic check.
I don't do look
Yeah, I
out.
heard Wyndon
Look
say
out,
this. It
I
must
don't do
mean
getaway
something.
driver.
yeah, so this is what I need from both Talon and Wyndon. I need you guys to both give me athletics checks. You're
Yeah,
going to have advantage.
Because of the rope, right?
So this is more, now don't get me wrong, if you fuck up and get me 2 1s, well, we're going to talk a little. But this is more to discern how quick you make it up.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, jeez.
Okay. Here we go.
That's pretty close to 2
That's an
ones.
eight. Yeah. That's a 5 and up. So that's an
Okay.
8.
So here's the problem. Because Talon went up first.
Yeah.
So he's like,
Why didn't I just misty step?
I don't have it. That's why.
I knew I should have spent more time on my upper body and then choose
Yeah, I know.
damn cardio.
I just a slight tear comes down my face.
Yeah. Now, Wyndon, you're making it up fine, and you climb up and then you wait.
Yeah. Yeah.
You climb up and then you wait. You climb up again, then you wait. So they're making their way up there. Okay. And just as they're getting within the last 10 feet, I need both Ash and Raleigh to give me perception checks.
16.
Nice.
Okay.
We'll just go with that.
Perfect. I love the consistency.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Are you paying attention yet?
Raleigh never pays attention, dude. That's
But
why
he was trying, but then
he's
he got distracted watching them climb up the rope.
Yes.
Yeah.
So but this is how it went down. It was basically Ash's head goes, "Would you stop when you get on the rope and just look around, make sure nothing's happening?" Raleigh's like, "Oh, okay, yeah, that's a great idea." And he like turns around, looks, and just keeps turning. And he comes back. "Oh, the rope. How are they doing?"
Well, then at that point, I realized that Wyndon's head is really close to Talon's ass. So I minor illusion the sound of a fart, and then I pressed the digitation, the smell of a fart, right for Wyndon, just for Wyndon.
Lovely, thank you.
Yeah, and that's why I got a 7.
Okay. So Ash, you notice, like, okay, this timing's getting really tight. Those guys are going to start coming around, and there they are. Now, this is, remember, the first group were 2 guys, and one guy was telling him about the saucy dwarven gal that he's dating now. And then the other group were the 2 guys that weren't talking at all. Now, this group that's coming, there's 3.
So they haven't seen us yet?
Not yet. So basically,
I grab Raleigh and lower down below the lip of the wall.
Okay. So you guys are going to just go back over to the side and just hang
Well,
down?
I never got off. I was just there floating. So I just grab him by the scruff, yank him over the wall, and just float down slightly.
Okay. So, Talon, as you're like, "Oh, give me strength, my queen." Like, what is Raleigh getting back onto this?
Why are you
crazy
doing?
girl priest?
Where are you? Well, this is not part of the plan.
Are you sure? Because we didn't talk about the plan. This might be exactly how the plan was supposed to go.
So if they don't say anything, I'm gonna stop where I am. But I mean, there's a fucking rope with a grappling hook attached to it.
Oh yeah, I got you. Now, here's the thing. Let me say this much, because let me give you guys the option of having done this before Raleigh climbs back onto the Ash Express. So where these guys come up, the reason that you notice them, Ash, is because you've got like this internal clock going on in your head from what you had thought of how they would be coming, and you know where you're going to see them. Okay, they're not really to a point where they're going to notice you right off the bat. So essentially, if you hurry, both you and Raleigh can make it to one of those towers, or you could start down, but that would be like one of the stairs. That would be kind of a bad idea because you would still be out in the open. They could still see you if they looked in that direction. You know, these guys look a little bit more like they're doing their job a little bit better. Because one of the guys looks like maybe, I don't know what would give away. What would be a good way to discern an orc like sergeant?
More spikes on his armor.
I was gonna say, he's got an extra.
He's a 3-spike general. Yeah.
He's a 3-spike general. He doesn't have 1 patch. He's got 2 patches.
Yeah.
So you could do that, or you can do what you were originally going to do: have Raleigh get on you and then flip back down.
Well, so how close are they to the top? By the way, like where are they? Are they halfway up the wall now? Or are they?
Well, let's put it this way: they've been climbing for a little bit. They're getting close toward the top. I'll say they're about roughly 10 feet away. And essentially, what it would be is you would just have to make a DC 10 athletics check, both of you guys.
To get to the top.
I would allow them to be over the wall with you and able to run with you towards the tower door if you choose to go that route. Now, here's the thing.
Well, we can't. I mean,
if they fail on that athletics, like just for example, if the same thing happened and Talon failed again, and he keeps Wyndon from being able to get up there, they'll essentially have to hang on that rope.
Which we don't want to do because, again, that rope is going to be seen pretty easily.
Right. Well, that was my thought, was not to try to see if you guys can make it over the wall, but if you could get to the edge to hang from the wall so we could get rid of it.
rather try to get over the wall.
Well, I get that, but that's like
'Cause here's the thing.
I'd rather have $1 million, but if $100 is attainable, I'll take $100.
Not me.
Right.
It's all or nothing.
Now, here's the thing. Here's the thing. If at any reason that they're going to be hanging, I am going to require an athletics roll to make sure that you remain hanging and don't bust a really bad roll and fall.
Yep.
One thing, if you're hanging there, I can float behind you and kind of push up against you too, and kind of help a little bit. Obviously, if you fall, you fall, but
Right.
I can help a little bit to keep you
Yeah,
there.
definitely. He could totally give you the help action. As a matter of fact, if you could float between the two of them. One could hold onto your foot while you push on the other one's buttocks.
Yeah. So I'll whisper down to Wyndon. I don't know what they're doing, but I say, we need to get above this wall.
I'm waiting on you, buddy.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm so sorry.
Well,
It's
here's
very
the
difficult.
thing.
I said, if we need to, I can. If there is a problem, I can fly us out of here. Do not worry.
Holy shit, this guy can do all kinds of stuff.
I can,
So,
yeah.
okay.
But I
so
can't do
here's
it a lot, so we've got to pick and choose
Okay.
which one.
I
we
actually need the commitment of what Ash and Raleigh are going to do first.
Oh, is Raleigh going to let me pull him towards him or towards me?
Probably not, just out of instinct. So like he didn't warn him or anything. He just tried to grab him by the scruff of the neck, and he's not paying attention. So there's going to be the initial. It's like, what? No.
All right, then I'll just float down.
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna try to get over that wall.
Okay, so you.
I'll be right there when they get within like 5 feet to give him a hand and pull him up.
I mean,
Okay.
and I'll actually, if they're still climbing, I'll give them the shove and the pull and the.
You can give it a yes.
Since
you can-
Raleigh's not with me, I can actually grab one of them and.
Exactly.
and
So if you
I know
guys
they're
wanna-
a little bit heavier, so.
Yeah, totally. So
them,
they'll get help back. Okay, so
So
you guys.
I'll give Talon the help action since he's closer, and I'm just reaching down, and then
Yeah, so basically just Talon and Wyndham, both you guys make athletics checks. You got advantage.
Cool.
Knock it out.
That was a little better than last time. At least I got
Yeah,
over that DC you talked about.
I'm not great at athletics, actually, but let's see how it goes.
Neither am I.
Oh, advantage,
Oh,
thank
no.
God.
Oh, the advantage. Yeah, yours.
Yeah,
I just saw the
see that it's
6.
Six, and then I wrote a nat 20 with advantage. So
not a problem. Actually, you climb over Talon and get on the roof. Okay, so all of you guys are on the wall right now. I need a snap decision. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go down and just ask each one of you what you're going to do, and then you tell me, and no deliberation between you guys.
yep.
all right. So paint the picture for me. Just theater of mind. We're on top of this wall.
You got
They
it.
are how far off in the distance?
Well, you don't know.
Oh, 'cause I never saw-
Yeah,
okay.
Ash is
You
the
never
only one
saw.
that knows.
The only one who knows really is Ash.
Okay.
He's hiding down behind the.
Well, he's floating there. He could be on.
No,
the-
I floated Wyndon up, so.
Yeah,
Oh, that's
he
right,
could
that's
be
right, I'm
Floating
sorry.
there or on the parapet with you guys, either or. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to go down the line and I'm going to ask each and every one of you what you do. We're going to start with Ash. What are you doing?
I will go ahead and make my way onto the wall
Okay.
since
And
I
from
was
there?
floating.
And then
Looking out quickly, is there anything down on the ground below on the other side?
Just our friend who we left there.
You could get down there. And
No, I
there's
mean the
like-
other side.
Yeah, there's like a tool shed or something down there, but you'd have to run down the 60 feet worth of stairs to get down to it.
No, I don't have to run down anything.
In your face,
Okay.
DM.
Okay.
This is Ash Umbro. He don't run down shit.
Yeah, that's right. Fuck the
How
rest
far
of these
is
guys.
this tower door that I keep hearing about?
Now you can make it to the tower door before these guys actually come around to the point where they're going to see you. It's relatively close.
But I don't know if it's locked or not.
No, you do not.
Alrighty then. Looking at these other three, I figure we better stay together, so I head over to the tower.
Okay. Raleigh, you see Ash comes over. He lands on the wall parapet with you, and he just starts running towards the tower and the door that's there that goes to that tower.
okay. So I don't know whether he said anything, but at the very least, I'm assuming moving with a sense of urgency. So even Raleigh understands this sort of shit. So he's just gonna follow suit, assume that Ash knows something he doesn't.
Right. Okay. Talon.
I'm gonna cut the rope with a dagger so it falls off the side of the.
It's just a
tower.
grappling hook. You can
All
just.
right, yeah, I forgot it was a grappling hook. Yeah, I'm gonna unhook it, and now I got this fucking grappling hook, which is gonna make sound. I'm gonna just take it and run and roll up the the rope as I go.
And you're running, and this rope's going.
Yep, and I'm trying to roll it up as I'm running. Yes.
All right, we'll do a roll on that here in a minute. Okay, Winded.
Run after Ash.
Okay, so everybody's running. Okay, so what I need is basically give me, and this is a relatively simple task here. Go ahead and give me a roll at advantage. Give me an athletics. I mean acrobatics, because this is more of a type of dealio.
17. Wait,
Yeah,
no,
you got
that's
it. Not a problem.
No, but sorry, it's 13. That was
17.
Michael's acrobatics. I got a 13.
A 13. Okay. Yeah, it comes up and you're able to get it all wound up. It's like trailing you the entire time. A couple of you guys almost trip over it once or twice. They just way between your feet as you're running. So you guys all make it to this door, and it's unlocked. So
It would have been so much better if it was locked.
Right.
no, it's unlocked. You guys open it, and I take it you just all rush in.
We don't have a choice. So I mean, whoever's
and then
gonna see us in there, I'm ready to throw a grappling hook with a rope attached to it at it.
Okay, excellent. All right. So
Before running in, I did take a quick glance, but don't see anything.
Okay.
No, yeah. But you tried. It's hard to look around a door as you're pushing it open.
I need to draw something.
Is this one of the things you were not prepared for us to do?
No. It's just I was just going to. Why is it deleting it?
Do you want to take a quick break here since it's 10:21?
Yeah, we could do that. So why don't we go ahead and we'll take our first break. First break. We only take one break. I said that last time too.
Yeah.
We're gonna go ahead and take a break, everybody. So go ahead and I'm not gonna say it this time. What should everybody do during the break?
Whatever
the fuck you want.
Whatever
There
you
you go. There you go. Right.
The world is your oyster for the next 5 minutes.
Right.
Godspeed, sweet princes and princesses.
And then what we'll do is I'll go ahead, I'll get this ready, and then when we come back, we'll see what's happening and what is inside this tower room, and we'll go from there.
All right. We'll be
Sounds
back.
good.
All right, excellent.
And we're back.
Yeah.
Welcome
Yeah, we
back,
are.
everybody.
This is my front, but anyway.
Huh, that's weird. This is my back.
Sure?
It's really weird.
Okay, so let me go ahead and you guys go rushing up to the door. You open up the door. There is some light inside, but it's not like, blazing light. So like when it opens up, there's like a big old flash of it, and then
what order are we entering this room? That's probably important?
It's going to be in the order in which, so it's going to be Ash first, followed by Raleigh, and then it would be, because you took off next, then it would be Talon.
Well, I was grabbing the rope, so do you think the Wyndon ran by me or no?
That's up to you guys then.
It's up
Whoever
to
pulls up
Wyndon.
the rear.
I don't really care what order I go in.
Yeah, I'll be ahead of you.
Okay. So I'll come
Okay.
in. I'll come in last.
Okay, so, but you guys open up the door and you all go tumbling in.
Yeah.
So, all right, I'm going to go ahead and move it onto this one over here. There we are. Okay, so you guys see that there?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead and drop your tokens in there. You guys come
Where's
busting in, and there's these
This
three
door?
orcs. Huh?
This door over here?
Yeah, I'm sorry. You come. That's the door right there.
Okay.
You can. Huh?
Which door?
Yeah,
Over
right
by
there.
Wyndon.
Wyndon put it, yeah, right there.
Okay.
I'll explain the rest of this.
I was zoomed way out, and all I could see was white for the longest time.
Oh, I'm blind. I can't see. Okay, so
Stay behind me! I'll protect you all. I'm giant.
Whoop, so's Raleigh. Oh, now you're really small.
now you guys are all the same size. Okay, so you come tumbling in. Okay.
Actually, I'm smaller than Wyndon now.
Yeah.
You forget. Exactly. Okay, so you guys all come tumbling in. You slam the door. Well, you don't slam it. You close the door behind you.
I close it gently, yes.
Okay, and there's these three orcs sitting at this table here, and they're all playing cards, and they all kind of spin around and look at you, and they're like, "Oh." So
Raleigh just like, oh shit, and he casts sleep.
ooh, excellent. Okay, so let's see. That's a wisdom save, correct?
Oh, no save.
Yeah,
there's
it's
all
just,
that
it's just
shit.
hit
It's
points
just-
now.
Yeah,
It's just
points.
hit points. So you gotta
It's going
roll-
to cast it at a third level.
okay, give me the total.
Let me do sleep. One. Oh, third level.
98 left.
Wow. Wow, that's not a ton, though. It's 37.
37 hit points of sleep out there, starting with the lowest hit point character. If he has less than 37, he falls asleep, and the remainder goes to the next. Rinse and
37.
repeat
Okay,
until they're all
so,
sleeping.
what happens here is this guy. He falls down onto the table.
That's
This guy,
Oh, they're that low a hit
he
points.
falls down. This guy does not. He's all like, huh? Oh!
Now,
So-
can I? I'll just
Uh-huh.
be quiet.
Now it's
I'm not gonna
you
say
guys are going to get
Should I say something?
what?
So, do they have 17 hit points each?
They have 15 hit points each.
Oh shit, they're ridiculously wimps. Alright. Why couldn't I've been fighting these guys when I was Silverwolf in that fucking town?
Well, here's the thing. You guys actually surprised these guys. Their weapons are in their scabbards. They're playing cards. They just turned around. So that's why I let the sleep spell go ahead and go, because I was going to let you guys all have one round.
Well,
So
if
there's this. So the
I
rest
got
of
a
you
round.
got,
I just wanted to just sort of swing and throw that grappling hook at whoever's left, who's ever left.
okay.
awake.
So you're just going to chuck that.
I want to get rid of that thing anyway, so I figured this is the best way to do it.
Okay. So you guys go ahead and
Is that like a straight dexterity roll or dexterity plus I'm not guessing.
No,
I'm not proficient with a.
It's going to be the same thing as well, that would be like an improvised weapon.
Yeah, so just a dexterity, right?
Yeah.
Because I'm not proficient in grappling hook. 8.
Yeah, it goes sailing past him, hits the table, skitters off of that, and and slaps onto the floor. And there's this big long thing of rope from you to the other table. Now, if you wanted to pull on that sucker, grab.
Hey, quit wasting my rope.
Sorry, pick it up on the way out.
Okay,
I don't like carrying stuff.
Okay, so Talon has gone ahead and taken his action. So we've got 2 more.
Oh, okay. We're getting a full action to be before initiative. All right. Sweet.
Yeah, it's a surprise round. You guys get to do something before anything else happens. So we still got
1.
Wyndon and
Oh, are you kidding me?
Ash.
Okay, I will miss the awake one.
Okay, so you shoot off a crossbow bolt. I'm assuming that's what you're doing there. Yeah, you have a
You
crossbow.
gotta have more than one attack by now, though, right?
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, you get a second bolt.
Oh yeah, right. I do get to attack. Sure.
Yep.
That's
And it is a complete surprise round, so you get both of them.
Yeah, we're kind of losing Steve.
I think he froze.
There he's back.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Sort of.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Sort of.
a little bit.
All right, 1 sec.
It's very Max Headroom-esque.
Yes, for all those who get the meaning.
Yeah, look it up, kids. That's why you have Google.
That's right. Great show. It was a great show.
I don't remember being that great.
You know, I
but-
watched
Yeah.
it. I thought it was great when I was young, and I watched
Exactly.
it with someone recently, and I was like, really?
Didn't it
Yeah.
start from a commercial though? Like it.
Yeah,
No,
that's
I think-
exactly what
Yeah.
it was. It was Pepsi commercials, I think.
Is
Wasn't
that
it?
what it was?
Yeah, I
Or
think
was
it
it the other way around? I guess I don't remember. I know he was
Uh,
definitely in a lot of commercials, but
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
remember which came which.
Oh,
There
and then
goes
we lost
Steve.
him. Okay, so Ash, go ahead. What's Ash doing?
I'm actually waiting to see what happens with Wyndon. So what is Raleigh doing?
Raleigh
I did my thing.
Yeah, he did his thing.
Okay. Well, he's back, maybe. Well, I'll just go ahead and do
He's
a
still frozen, but we can see
Toll
him
the
now.
Dead. So he needs a wisdom save.
Wisdom save. Okay. Let's see what my man gets here. Dun, dun, dun.
Wow,
Ooh.
That's
surprisingly
close.
wise.
Yeah, he does make it.
Okay, cool. So that's no damage.
I like to think he was more surprised and didn't really pay attention to the bell. It's not that he was wisely ignoring it. He was like, what?
Yeah. He's too busy watching this grappling hook fly by him.
Well, yeah, because basically you guys all come stomping in. One guy, 2 of his buddies fall asleep. Then the grappling hook goes zipping past him. 2 bolts, like probably into the table, but we'll see. Here, I'll do. I know he's going to do it again. So I think he's a plus something or other. So let's see what he does here. Shoot.
Hey, he gets like a +4 at least.
You guys hear me at all?
Now we
Oh,
can
we
hear
can
you.
now.
Your picture's still frozen, but we can hear you.
So long as we
Oh.
can hear you, that's fine.
We'll
Yeah, he
roll
would-
an attack for you, and he
He
rolled
would
really high.
definitely hit that, so then
Yep.
he gets to roll a 1d10 +4.
I think he was going. He only had
Plus-
+4 because he was going. Whatchamacallit, -5 to attack, +10 to damage. Sharpshooter.
Oh, no, the +4 is his dex.
But he's got to have a proficiency bonus. Like it's his attack has got to be more than +4.
Right, that's a +2.
He's hitting regardless.
Guys-
That's not the issue.
Hello?
Hey,
Hello, Steve.
hi.
Although it should be a +3. Your proficiency bonus is wrong here.
Anyone?
Yeah, we can
Yeah,
hear you.
can you hear us?
Can you?
We can hear you.
I can hear you, I believe.
You're still
I
frozen
think.
though.
Yep. So, what does heavy crossbow do in damage? Let's hear. I'm just gonna 1d12, correct?
Okay. Well, no, it's. But did my rolls not show up? This?
Well, it did, but
The
We'll
second
roll
one,
for
this-
you,
yeah,
and
he-
we're going to
yeah.
take it because his was better than
Oh,
yours.
Why don't we just use his damage though?
Yeah, there we go. His damage is
It's
right there.
It's a
17
1d10.
words, yeah.
It's a 1d10, not a 1d12 anyway.
okay. All right. So we're just gonna say that he dies.
Let's get this.
All right.
Can
He
we just
dies.
kill the others since they're
Here.
asleep?
Yeah, you can totally coup de grace
Yeah.
their asses.
Yeah, I want to do
Well,
I
that.
how
will,
we might be able
uh,
to use him.
I'll collect up the rope and grapple and such, and giving a dark
These
eye
guys
to
have-
Alan for throwing it.
These guys have fucking narcolepsy or something? A couple of fainting goat orcs. That's so weird.
They're dead now.
Okay, so you guys come rushing into the room. Two of them fall asleep. One is surprised that he doesn't die until the last crossbow bolt. And technically, you shouldn't have, but I'm
Very generous.
I am very generous. So the net guy dies, and then you guys go over and coup de grace these other two guys. And take it, you just go ahead and slit
Yeah.
their throats.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm gonna have him hold off a second so that he doesn't get blood all over their clothes, and I'm gonna strip him, and I'm gonna put on one of their clothes and like dress as orcs, and
Wait, stripping them might wake them.
Yeah. You can
Oh,
do
that's
it
true.
after. Yeah, just.
Kill them somewhere not so bloody.
I'm gonna just slit
Okay.
their throats, which is a pretty bloody way to kill them.
So as you guys are doing your talk back and forth, hey, what's on this? No, don't.
No, I'm not gonna listen to anything that Raleigh is saying. I'm just gonna
Yeah.
slit their throats. Yeah.
The and you hear those other guys. Now the that group of three that was coming that you guys outran, they will be coming past this part. Now let me just explain what's going on in here a little bit more. These circles that I had put down in here, these things right there,
Mhm.
these are little like brass braziers that are filled with like coals. Okay, so they're like illuminating a reddish light. Okay, and some heat to them, but that's the only light that's in here. Okay,
Mhm.
these are orcs. They didn't really need the light. So
Yeah. Now, do they have to go through this tower in order to continue on their journey?
no, they do not. It will the actual walkway goes right past that door that you came in.
Okay.
Now there is over here. Those stairs go down.
Right.
Okay. So everybody, go ahead and give me a perception, please.
Right, also, did the door open in or out?
Opened in.
Okay, is there anything to bar it? You know what I mean? Is it set up to be barred?
You could put some dead orc bodies in front of it.
I wouldn't mess with that, but a lot of them will have something right next to the door and spots.
It has a bar actually.
Okay.
In case somebody has made the wall.
I'm busy winding up my rope,
Hold
casting.
on, it sounds like
glances
Wyndham
at
wants
Alan.
something he'd like to say.
Are these windows, Will, or
Those are
arrow
arrows.
slits, or what
You got
are
it.
these?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
exactly what those are. Now here's the thing. Okay, so if you're doing anything in here, you're going to be making noise. So what I want to know is exactly what you're doing.
I'm killing 2 orcs.
collecting my rope.
I'm just crouching right by the door, trying to make sure I'm not in line of sight of the arrow slits, and I'm aiming in case anything. Well, I guess I see they barred it, but if anything either starts to come up the stairs or through the door.
Okay. Now, and then that leads Raleigh.
So yeah, I go over and I get ready to bar the door, but I hear them just outside. So I'm gonna freeze until they pass, but I've got the bar in my hands,
okay.
ready to drop it down should they try to open the door.
Gotcha. Okay, that's definitely okay. You can definitely do that. That's not going to make a bunch of noise. Okay, so they will then, after a little bit of you guys just chilling, you can hear them having passed by and continued along the wall. So now that would mean that Ash, you're like, okay, so this is a start again of the circuit. So, and who knows if at any time they come into this tower at all. Maybe this is this is the next shift. You know, guys just playing, waiting their turn to go out onto the wall. You got no idea. So that's basically right now. You guys are in here. Those guys that were out there, that group of 3, they've gone past the wall. Gone past the door and continued walking down along the wall. So now, what are you guys going to do?
So glancing out the arrow slit, they're not within sight anymore.
Those arrow slits look out. They don't
Outside.
look back.
All right.
Yeah, that's looking the other way.
All right.
So I'm going to use. First, I'm going to bar the door. Second,
Okay.
I'm going to use prestidigitation to clean up all the blood.
Okay.
And then third, I'm going to try to prop them back up into sitting positions so that if anyone just peeks in through the arrow slits, it looks like they're still.
Nobody will pick it through the arrow
Yeah.
slits. That's the opposite.
Unless
side
they
of the
come
wall.
in through the stairs, they're not gonna.
Unless they
I
fly
mean-
up.
Yeah.
That's fine. Well, okay. Are they not going to, or would they not be able to?
That's the other side of the wall. That's a 60-foot
That's
drop.
outside.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
fields
how does
and
the wall
woods
go
and
around it, though? Like,
woodlands.
I'm assuming the wall goes around on this side.
No. Basically, like the wall here, I can draw it on this side, and you'll understand what I'm saying. This would be like where the wall is. Okay, and it's got a round. Okay, this.
Okay, so there's no windows on the spot.
Yeah. This part over here
Totally
looks out onto the prairie and stuff like that.
Okay.
The
All right. Well,
outside
then
of the
never
canvas.
mind.
Yeah.
Then I'll just bar the door.
Okay.
Shall we
So
head
while he's doing that,
downstairs?
what are you guys doing?
I'm gonna just check out. I'm gonna try to sneak down the stairs a little bit, and I'll check it out.
Perfect.
Okay.
I collect up my rope and head that way as well.
Should I roll a stealth check?
Yes. Go ahead and roll stealth.
I'll actually just float down go to the tall the
18.
part of the stair, step off, and float down to the landing down below.
Right, and you can activate that whenever you want. That doesn't have charges, right?
No, it is many times as I want.
Will.
Okay, so not a problem. You sneak down there. Now here's the thing: who's got dark vision?
I do.
I do.
Everybody but Steve and Wyndon.
And me.
Oh, you don't either.
You
Oh,
don't either.
so half of us do.
Yeah.
The shady nadies.
Yeah.
I'll always be
Wow.
so.
Yeah, that other guy's not a shady dude.
Yeah.
I'm gonna roll the bodies also real quick, looking specifically for keys.
You do find one key on one of the guys.
No, that's
It's
good.
just
Yeah.
an iron key. Okay, so
Good thinking.
we've got Talon going down, sneaking down. Okay, and so Ash, you're gonna float down there.
I float down as far as I can.
Okay, so
You know,
you come over to like this side where
I come over to the
curtains
deep
drop.
side and float
Yeah.
down as far as it goes, so I don't have to make any footsteps.
Okay, now it's dark in there, and the next you know that before you even float down. So you what you're going to be able to see is probably not going to be much.
Okay.
So if there were like dudes in there, you know noticing them, you'd probably be at disadvantage for noticing anything.
All right. Well, I'd let Talon wander down first, then. In that case.
Okay, all right,
And,
all right. So Talon, you go
flutter
down,
down on top of him, or right behind him, and not landing on him.
Get off me.
he's like he took his boot off, just one. His toes are going through your hair. Okay, so Talon, you go down into this next to the next level of the tower, right?
Yeah.
And again, there's those arrow slit holes, and then there are barrels sitting next to the arrow slit holes with a bunch of shafts in them. And I neglected to say that that's up here as well. Up on the top, there's barrels with bolts for crossbows, and there's actually a crossbow hanging on the wall next to each one of these. Same thing in the second level when you go down into the next level. And there's a bunch of crates,
I'll be
like who knows what's in these things, supplies of some sort, kind of stacked along the wall. There is no door in the next level down, but there is another set of stairs that goes down.
Okay. I say, this room is clear. Cleric, let the others know.
be close.
If only we could understand what you were saying.
You can't hear me?
Now we can.
Oh, you're good now. We
Say it
just-
fast. Say it fast.
Oh, man. I'll be collecting the bullets as I go. That's
Okay.
all.
Okay. So how many want it? Because there's essentially these barrels contain probably a good anywhere from 50 to 100 bolts.
Oh, okay. I'll also stock back up to 40 then.
Okay, cool. That's not a problem.
I'm gonna cut the strings on the crossbows.
Actually, does a heavy crossbow use the same?
It's at least in the PHP, it uses the same ammunition as other crossbows. Yeah.
Then we're good. We're
I
good.
also collect up my. Oh, no, I have a short bow, so never mind. Then there's no arrows around.
Nobody's going to just collect one and use it like a riding crop or anything like that. Get a little pompous with your walk and what have you.
Nope.
Okay.
So there's no like arrows, it's just all crossbow bolts.
Yeah, these are all crossbow bolts for the crossbow.
I do collect some because I also have a light crossbow, but
Okay.
Are you going to back? Are you going to go tell them that everything's cool down here?
I'm right behind you. As soon as I get the key, I come hustling after. And
Okay. Well, you're busy doing your stuff, so this kind of like all takes place during that.
okay, sure.
After you saw what you saw, they're telling you're down there by yourself basically.
So,
'cause Mike-
I thought.
yeah,
Oh, yeah.
No,
I
Ash
floated
stayed at
down.
he floated and then
Yeah,
like
so-
basically stood right there. But I'm assuming you.
That's why I told them there's nothing in this room. Go get the others.
Okay.
right, then I pop back up and tell them to come down.
Okay.
Alright. I'll go down as quietly as I can.
not a
and,
problem.
and while they're doing that, I'm going to check out the second set of stairs. Was that a
Okay.
new stealth roll?
Since there's nothing on this level, I would throw a light on something just to have it.
Yes, and this would actually be a good level on which to do it because the only light's going to escape out through the arrow holes,
Yeah.
the arrow shafts. Okay, so you guys all make it down onto the second one. You cast light onto, I don't know, an arrow,
Crossbow bolts.
crossbow bolt.
And use it as a riding crop.
Right, there you go.
Yeah.
Okay,
So as
so
they're
you-
coming, but as Ash goes back up, I would check out the other stairs, and see
Okay.
if first
that
I'd
would
listen
be-
to see if there's if I
Right.
hear any.
And that would be one thing, though, Michael, that I would assume
It would.
dawn on you if you were to cast light. It is going to filter down, especially once you get close to those stairs. It's going to filter down into whatever is in the next level.
I'll cast it on a iron piece and just kind of like
Hold it.
hold it in my hand and just kind
Okay.
of like let out the light as I need to and stick it in my pocket when I'm done.
Okay. All right.
I have a flashlight in my pocket.
Okay. So you're just going to automatically go down, stealth down there, Talon, to the next
No, I'm going to listen first to see if I hear anybody, and then if I don't, then I'm going to go down.
one? Okay. Give me a perception.
14.
Okay. Okay.
There's something here, guys.
You don't hear anything.
All right. I'm going to sneak down.
Okay. I'll let you to go ahead and continue on with the same stealth thing. I mean, you're not really breaking from what you're doing. So your original stealth roll is what?
18.
It's pretty good. 18. Okay. So
And I'll float down after
I
him.
thought I was 25.
No, I didn't have advantage. That was.
Oh, I'm sorry. My apologies.
I
Okay,
would like
so,
it to be 25, but it's a.
you make it down into the next level, and it is almost a duplicate of the one that you were just on. The only difference is that the crates and the barrels that have the other stuff in them are just arranged a little bit differently. There is on both of these rooms, there are some chairs and like a table and whatnot in there, but there's nobody in it. There's no guards.
All right, then I'll sneak back up and wait for the others to come down and let them know. But it seems like the coast is clear.
Well, I
Although
floated
Adam
down
knows
after,
differently.
so I can float back up and tell him to come down.
Okay,
Okay,
so
don't-
now
Turn around.
there's the next floor. You're almost positive it's going to be the ground floor.
Okay, I'm going to do the same thing.
Okay.
As do I.
Everybody give me a roll of perception before that happens.
To see if we see the thing that's hiding in there. Before it kills us.
Ooh, look at that.
Riley's on high alert.
Wow.
There you go. Okay. Definitely.
Wyndon still beat you though. Even with your natural
Everybody
20.
but Ash notices before you start down. There's like you hear like a very muffled kind of like grunt and a shifting of some sort, and then you guys hear some snoring. It's not like earth-shattering snoring, but there's more than one person sleeping in the bottom area here.
Mm.
I kind of just gesture to Talon like.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm already planning on that. Yep. Yeah.
All right, so you're gonna go down in there.
I'm gonna sneak down in there. This is a new
Okay.
stealth roll, probably.
No, this
Same
will
one?
still be the
All
same,
right, cool.
same stuff. These guys are asleep. So you make it down in there. Your stealth is definitely more than their passive sleeping ass perceptions. There are another 3 orcs in here. Now in this area, on this bottom floor, the floor itself is dirt.
I was gonna say
Okay.
made of gravel.
It's dirt, but it's a really hard packed dirt.
Mhm.
Okay.
It's made out of tamarines. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. Every time you step out, it goes, and then Sammy Davis Jr. comes busting out. Isn't
It's
even
a
Davis
ball
Jr.
pit filled with bells.
This Keraptis is one weird dude, man.
This is Iuzian's place. What are you talking
I forgot it was Iuzian. Well, still, Keraptis is a weird dude.
Yeah, he is. I'll give you that.
Regardless.
Regardless.
Now, there is a good dozen billets of like hay and straw situated around in here. Okay. There are 3 guys sleeping that are scattered. Okay. And they're just kind of like laid out. There are, as you can tell, some personal effects. These guys have their weapons close to where they're sleeping. There is in the center of this there's like a fire pit, and it really smells bad of like old smoke and whatnot in here, because like they burn a fire in here and there's not really a chimney and stuff. So
That's a bad idea.
they're just
Yeah.
gonna, you know what? These guys are just gonna die of carbon monoxide poisoning anyway. I say we should leave them.
so
They're not
there is
sleeping. They're in a coma.
yeah, there's a table in here. It's got food on it. Nothing that looks terribly appealing. Half cooked meats and things along these lines. Some moldy cheese. Some parts of bread. Like a jar of pickled eyeballs of some sort.
So what I would like to do is, how far away are each one of them from each other?
Okay, so what we're going to do is I'm going to use this same layout here. And let me just get rid of these X's on the dead guys for the moment.
Now, I don't know if Wyndon can tell, but I'm sure Talon can tell. Are they all orcs still, or are there other races?
Nope,
Okay.
these are all orcs. These guys are orcs. Although there are other, you heard in Trent even told you too that there's a number of different types of humanoids that are in here, but you guys know enough about humanoids. They generally tend to stick together. So the goblins wouldn't be hanging out with the orcs, and the hobgoblins definitely wouldn't be hanging out with the orcs because they don't.
R.I.P. scum.
Racist.
So basically, how we've got here, you've got these guys on their billet, their hay beds and whatnot.
Does anybody look like a 3-spike general, or do they all look like they're just the same?
No. These guys don't even have spikes. They got like little divots,
got it.
sort of
All right,
embossed little push through. They've been bedazzled, so to speak, but no spikes.
All right, so what I would like to do is go to the first guy and slit his throat.
Okay, so basically what I need you to do is to just give me an attack roll, and this is not necessarily for you being able to slit their throats. I'm just looking to see at how quietly you're able to put this man out.
Pretty quietly, I imagine, with that 24.
Yeah, not a problem. You definitely just He's done in easy.
Yeah, and move to the next guy.
Okay, do the same thing.
18.
Yeah, totally. That guy's totally done too.
And then the next guy, I almost kind of want to wake up just because it seems a little unsporting. But I don't. It's in the 24.
Yeah. And basically what it is that that guy dies too.
Yeah. And then I'll just...
Because those are all considered criticals, so you would actually do more damage.
Yeah. But again, I'm literally just they can't defend themselves.
No, exactly. That's the thing. And I was just looking to see if maybe in the process of slitting one of their throats, it went a little bit awry.
Right. Yeah, I get you.
It was enough to wake one of them up, which
Sure.
it does not. So you're able to dispatch all of those guys.
I'm pretty good at killing people in their sleep.
If you could just
Both in this story and the last.
I would expect nothing less from the Raven bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the way to do it. Although she's not going to be interested in their souls, so they can go right to Nayrule for all she cares. There's no interesting stories there for her. Yeah.
I can totally see it. It's like in a fight. Yeah. His soul went to the Raven Queen. Went to Nayrule.
These could go straight to grooms. Nobody wants them.
Okay, so now you're on the bottom floor.
Yeah.
Okay.
So then I will whisper up. The orcs have been dealt with. We may walk freely in this room.
All right. So I'm gonna
It smells really bad in here too, because over in one corner there's like half dozen buckets for
Right.
Bowl full.
Yeah.
Some of them are.
But do they smell worse than Salus at this point? I don't know.
Yeah, right.
Yes, they do, because Salus, all the stuff that really.
Oh yeah, I guess that most of
That's
that's fallen
all
off along the way. Yeah.
Yeah. Like she got her stomach caught early on a tree branch, and like all her blood fell out. There's no organs there or anything anymore.
Gross.
Yeah.
I know, right?
I'm sorry I brought that up.
You brought it up, and I went there.
Yeah, I should have known.
What do you think my rope's made of? 50 feet of small intestine.
Oh.
You climbed up that.
You can't let it go to waste, man. You use every piece.
I'm glad I was wearing gloves.
Are there any windows or anything down here, or is it just?
Actually, on this floor, where the arrow slits would be, they're not there.
Okay.
So it's just wall right there.
So I'm gonna open the door just a crack, and see if I can peek out. Oh, is there any light in this room?
Actually, no. This room has no light.
Okay, good.
Except,
Except for the little light that Ash
there's
has.
the light that Ash has cast on his little.
Presumably, you would coordinate that.
Yeah, I mean it's an iron drab I have, so I can like bullseye lantern it around as I need to.
Yeah. So if it's out, I'll be like, stow the light, stow the light.
So all Wyndon can see when he does that is sort of like Ash's orange hand.
Yeah, there you go. Okay, so you open up the door, and it does creak.
As soon as it does, I just stop.
Okay. So basically, it's like this. You start pulling on it, and it's like.
Luckily, I have some WD-40 with me. A couple squirts of that. Opens right up.
Never leave home without it.
Well, there's some buckets full of stuff that would probably.
Yeah, even so, I'm not. I'll slit someone's throat in their sleep, but I have my limits.
Right? There you go. There you go.
Yeah, no, Raleigh has no qualms with that. He's gonna go over and grab a handful of bucket shit, and, just right into the elbow. And
Rob, you can hit those hinges pretty good. They're nice big ones too, so it's easy to get it in.
He'll cast Prestidigitation first to make the smell disappear, and then the second he's done, he'll clean himself off. But
I assumed, yes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And now we'll go back and try to. Again, I'm only opening it like just an inch, just enough to.
Okay. And again, it starts for the briefest of seconds, like it's going to, and then the lubricant does its job. And the door is-
WD feces.
You know what? You could. You. I think you could sell that. I think you could.
You know what I think he could sell it for is 1 point of inspiration. That's what I think WD feces is worth it.
Yeah. Speaking of which, if any of you guys don't have inspiration right now, go ahead and give yourselves inspiration.
Cool.
You've been doing such a good job up to now. And I haven't been. I'm not very diligent with giving out that. If you haven't noticed.
I always forget about it too.
You got the door. It's cracked open. You can look out, and it basically looks out into the courtyard. From where you're at, there's, like I said, there's no activity really out there right now at this time.
All right. So yeah, I'm going to watch it for a good 2 or 3 minutes or until anybody else, approaches me, and just try to wait for,
okay.
Like a guard cycle, essentially.
Right. Okay. So the guard cycles are basically roaming, are swinging around at basically 5-minute intervals up top.
Right.
But while you're sitting there and you're watching, about a minute and a half goes by, and then over in one of the buildings that's closer to the keep, a door opens up and light comes out of it, and a human comes walking out in armor, and then the door closes. So for the briefest of seconds, you get to see this guy, basically evil soldier type attire. This guy's not, he's got one spike. He comes out, closes the door, and then he starts walking out onto this. Essentially, it's like a cobbled road that goes around in a circle on the interior. And he takes it and he starts walking off, going somewhere, but he's walking away from you guys.
Okay.
And I'm sorry, well, I didn't catch out. Did you say he came out of the keep or out of somewhere else?
He came out of one of the buildings that are butted up against the keep.
Okay, thank you.
Itself. Yeah. So it was like, and definitely you guys hear as that door opens up, because this is a 3-story type building. You can definitely see, even though it's shuttered up, there is light that comes through the cracks in those shutters. And when he opens up the door, you can definitely hear people, and you even think you can hear some faint music. It's nothing loud and raucous, but you hear some faint music being played before the door closes again.
It's a Led Zeppelin tribute band.
They're playing Stairway to Heaven right now.
Get out your light rock. Ash.
Yeah, you gotta hold that shit up, man.
So how much open ground is there between the tower we're in once we can start mixing in with buildings and stuff? Are they right close by, or is there?
Let's see. I'm gonna roll and we'll find out. So I'm just gonna roll a D6, and the minimum it's gonna be is 30 feet. 40 feet.
Okay.
So there's 40 feet between where you're at and where those buildings start. Now those buildings aren't all right up, butted up against each other either. So there's small alleys and different stuff that you could kind of get into, and there's probably some sort of little interior maze with some of these buildings that are over there.
Right.
Yeah. Now you did not see the front gate from the keep on this side.
Okay. All right. So I'm gonna relate that
essentially of the castle itself, the wall and whatnot, because you guys, when the way you came up, you saw no entrance to it. It was just all stone wall.
Right. All right. So yeah, I'm gonna relay what I saw as I start cleaning the blood off of these orcs and stripping them down.
Okay.
They're wearing their garb will help at a distance. If anyone anyone sees us up close, I can't make us passable for orcs, but from a distance, having their armor is going to be better than my coat, as much as that pains me to say.
I agree about your coat.
Now, here's the thing: these guys are dressed in essentially studded leather armor, is what they're wearing. Okay, and they hadn't taken it off while they were sleeping. These guys are used to it. It's really broken into. It's more of like just leather clothes with, metal rivets pumped into it, stuff like that. So, definitely, Raleigh, you can put that on, and that's not an issue. You can take your coat off, roll it up if you want, stick it in or whatever. If anybody else wanted to, though, you're not going to be able to wear 2 sets of armor. You'd have to choose.
Yeah, I mean, I'm already wearing studded leather armor, so.
And I don't wear armor.
But it doesn't look like orc studded leather armor.
I'm not going to put that on.
Okay.
I doubt orc armor would fit me very well.
And I'm not about to take off my mail.
Well, then Raleigh's like, well, then.
That's why just wear your jacket. Yeah,
you clean them all, and they don't say shit until you.
Yeah, we wait until you're done. Yeah.
Watching. Is he like gonna sell those somewhere or what?
Yeah.
I turn around and it's just crickets. They're all staring at me. I'm like, fucking fine. It takes me another 10 minutes to take it all off. Well, we got 40 fucking feet before we get to any type of cover. What's your solution?
We walk amongst the shadows, of course.
You and your fucking shadows. Go fuck your Raven Queen in the shadows.
I say I will remember you said that, but I will give you this pass just once, because now is not the time for this conversation.
I mean, if we time it right, I imagine
Nobody. Go ahead.
we can get through there, okay?
Yeah, roughly. I mean, the only real big issue is going to be noise. So you've got 2 choices. One, you can move at your regular pace, which would be 30, and you're not really going to make any noise like that. Now, if you're going to try to go balls out, and because you'd have to run, and that would definitely take you over into where you need to be, there is a possibility that you'd make some noise doing it.
Right.
Like, boots slapping on the cobbles, that sort of shit. So it would require a stealth roll for you guys to get over there. So
yeah, I say we watch for any patterns of walking around, and then we try to time it. And I'm fine with just going quietly at a normal pace.
Mm-hmm.
So this is what you do. You have one person go out first. Our sneakiest, I think, was that dead orc, but he's not going to be any help now. And then you get eyes on the outside. Once they're out there and have vantage, they signal to the rest of us.
Whip oil. Look up here.
Yeah, and I would
you
suggest
guys up here.
because that's not suspicious.
No, not at all.
All right.
That's how you do that.
Talon, you seem to be the sneakiest among us, as far as I can tell.
Definitely the slimiest.
And I look at Raleigh and
What
say,
is with your
believe you have
attitudes tonight?
I believe you have a bat. Can't you just send your bat over to check things out while you watch through its eyes?
What did I do to you to make you want to hurt me this way? I would love to have a little pet bat that I could summon into existence, and he would just help me, and I could fly through his eyes. It just sounds like the greatest thing ever.
and you're sure we can't get the other one out? How do we? Is there a button that you press? How do we do this?
There is a button that you press, but I don't want to tell you where it is.
Yeah.
The 2 of you, please figure this out, and I will sneak out the door.
I go before you guys. It might be a good time for that invisibility, huh?
If we need it, it is always an option.
Okay.
And I don't say because I can only cast 2 spells, and we need to make sure that we're using them at the right time.
Fair.
You should have gone balls out because this was a perfect time to take a short rest.
Needs a rest.
Yeah.
Well, I would get my spells back with a short rest, is what he's saying.
Ah.
I'm out of character metagaming.
Yeah. So I'll sneak out 30 feet. I'm trying to stay within the shadows as much as I can.
Okay, so this is what I need to know. Are you going to stay along the wall area? There's a shack over there. There's
Yeah. If
shadows.
whatever
You
there's.
stay over there,
Yeah.
or
Well, it depends. I mean, if there's like light fixtures on the
Nah,
on the
nah.
walls, then I'm not.
Surprisingly, this castle and the whole
I'm not
place
surprised. It's a
general is
fucking
pretty dark.
yeah.
Yeah,
Bunch of Iuzians. They don't.
yeah, they see pretty well in
Yeah.
the dark. Most of the people here, except for the humans.
Right.
So I'm going to try to aid him by casting minor illusion,
Mhm.
and just when he gets like halfway out, have just like a crow caw or something, but just like a little louder, something to break the silence, kind of off in the distance to draw people's attention away, just for that split second.
Now, is Talon going to stay close to the wall, or are you going to go towards the keep itself, towards the buildings?
Where are there the most shadows?
There's shadows in both places. You could do either.
Then I
You
would
could
I would head toward the, I guess the keep, which is where we ultimately want to go, so I can get a good look
Right.
around.
Okay. So go ahead. Give me a stealth roll. You can do it at advantage. Where are you making this call at?
High up. Let me see what the range of the spell is. As far out as I can.
I think it's 30 feet.
Is it only
Yeah.
30 feet?
Yeah, it's probably not that far because
Yeah.
most of those cantrips, he's not going to need it.
I don't need it. I have
Okay,
over
then
23.
yeah, it's moot.
If there's one thing I can do is just walk confidently through some shadows. It's kind of my shtick.
It's kind of what he does. He's yeah. Okay, so you make it now. Were you going to run?
No, I'm
Or you're just
going. Yeah, I'm walking. I want to look around to see, if I can see anything that we haven't already noticed before. Any passersby or guards or
that's what I
whatever.
mean. No, okay.
So how does that work?
Michael's cooking something up back there.
Oh no! I realized that I made a mistake. I actually have more than I thought I did.
Actually, wow, that was a disadvantage. Okay.
What's that? Did I miss something?
I mean,
No,
they still.
not yet.
If that was people perceiving me, I still have a 23, so that even the 19 is not.
So
That's not enough.
This is what happens. Okay.
All right.
You start walking out. You're definitely in the shadows. You're Mr.
I don't even do that. I walk.
No, you do that.
No, I don't. I've never done that in my life. and I'm not going to start now.
So you start walking out, and you keeping to the shadows and everything, and walking in the distance quite a ways on basically the street. Somebody comes out of a building and starts walking along the street, but they're not walking towards you. They're kind of just in the distance, walking away. And just for the briefest of seconds, they look over. They actually see. They just hold up a hand.
So that doesn't count again.
And stop, and then they just keep going. So it was basically you are essentially nothing more than a shadow moving. They have no idea what the fuck you were. They just think, oh, here's the bunny. Come on. So you're not made or anything like that. You make it over to the other side.
That's the mark of a true sneaky person, where someone sees something out of their peripheral and they look and there's nothing.
Yeah.
So that's how you know you're a stealthy motherfucker.
All right. How far away now am I from the 10 feet? From the.
Yeah, I'm going to say you make it. You
Okay.
make it over. You make it over there.
Yeah.
So now, basically, were you going to next to where that building was, where you saw the guy came out, and then there was
I guess so. If that's in between us and the keep, I thought, right?
it is.
Yeah.
It is. It would be
So
like
that's
if you were to come out and goes directly across. It was basically almost right in front of your path.
Right. So that was my first stop, and then I just want to listen in toward that door, see if I can hear anything.
Yeah, as you start getting closer to the door, you start hearing. Now, do you actually speak Orc?
I do.
Okay, so you hear there's some orc voices in there, but there's just a couple. You can hear them because of the bass and the baritone of the voices. But then you hear like there's definitely some humans in there talking, and it's like casual conversation. It's like that background kind of chatter you hear of like a restaurant sort of thing, where you're sitting and you can just hear the cacophony or whatever the fuck you want to call it of just the mixed conversations. And it's muffled because it's within those doors. It's inside that building.
Does the door open in or out? Do I know?
It opens in.
Probably, yeah, I figured. All right, I'm just hoping. All right. Yeah, I mean, I will, I guess, gesture to Raleigh, because he's the only one that can see me. Because we didn't really plan anything out after we getting to
That seems on brand.
You're supposed to watch out for the guards, because now you can see. Like, we can't see when anybody's coming, but you have advantage now to let us know when.
And if you want to take your time now, so like if you go and you get on the side of the building where this guy came out, you can kind of like hunker down in his shadow. And basically just keep an eye on things, and you can see the next time that the perimeter patrol along the top of the wall comes, so that you can like, okay, well, there they go. So now we've got 5 minutes. It's plenty of time that you guys can come across.
So I'm just hoping now, because I'll do that and sort of direct traffic, but I'm hoping that that Raleigh will send the other two before he goes, because otherwise they won't be able to see me.
Oh, we're just all going to go at the same time.
Oh, you guys, okay? Well, whatever, that's fine.
It's some like you give us the best chance, and then
so I'll direct traffic, and once it seems clear, I'll give them the high sign to make their way over to me.
All right, so then you guys head on your way, start going. Okay, you're walking across the street. I'm just going to make a roll just for giggles. No real reason for it.
Just because I like rolling. That's
I like the sound of that imaginary dice rolling on that imaginary table. Okay, all right, you guys make it over. You're over. Essentially, what this is, where you're at, it's like a kind of an alleyway in between this building and the building next to it. The building that the revelry and whatnot is in is a pretty long building, and it actually goes and almost butts up against the keep itself. Okay, there's two other buildings in another like alleyway that you could kind of like sneak and then go down and start like trying to make your way meandering through these buildings, what have you. So, what are you guys looking for? How are you looking to gain entry into this keep?
Not through the front door.
No.
Come on.
We don't know anything about it, so we gotta kind of recon it and see what's available to us.
Yeah, see if there's any like. It'd be kind of weird if they put windows on second from third floors and above, but
nothing beats natural light,
It's true. Especially these guys don't seem to own a torch, so.
So essentially, this is how it works. The outside of the keep, it goes up 15 feet, solid stone.
Right.
And then you've got some arrow slits. Goes up another 15 feet, arrow slits, and then like on the very top floor, that's where there's actual small windows and stuff with shutters on the outside of it.
Give me those. There was 15 feet, arrow slits, 15 feet,
arrow slits, and
then 15 more feet. So 45 feet before you get to windows.
Well, it's actually, and then the entire, because the walls themselves around this place are 60 feet tall. The walls of the keep itself go up 80. Okay. So essentially you've got 15 arrow slits, 15 windows, and then the rest of it, and then it's the top of the walls of the keep itself up there. So it's going to be like very similar to the wall of the castle. There's going to be a walkway around the top of the inside of the keep and stuff like that.
Okay. So guys, that's the keep. I'm pretty sure. I'm like 84% sure that's the keep.
Salas could have told us that. She's dead.
Salas was creepy, but she was smart. So
true.
Do we see anyone patrolling the top of the gate, or is the angle too wrong to see that?
From where you're at here, they would have to be looking out.
Yeah,
over
that's
it.
kind of what I figured. Okay.
So yeah, you can't really see if there's anybody.
Okay.
I mean, the good part is if we can't see them, they can't see us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And for what it's worth, when you guys came up and you breached the first wall and you were doing that, you guys really didn't see anything up there.
Okay. I'll look to Ash and like, well, obviously you're the one who could get up to the easiest. I don't know how you feel about that.
Yes, I can get up there. Are there any ghosts around or anything?
Ooh, that's a good question. There's definitely going to be a possibility. We're just going to do this in a nice, sweet way. You just roll a 20, I'll roll a 20. You beat me, there's a ghost. And there's one within the vicinity of you to be able to talk to.
Yeah.
I got an 8.
13 Ash.
There it is.
Ghost
Oh,
roll.
you got the 13. Okay. Yeah, there's a ghost of like a goblin just kind of like mulling about in the street.
That's a goblin, huh?
Yep.
Is it Scump?
Yeah.
I look over at it and I see it looking at its disgustingness. It's no better dead than it was alive.
Yeah, it seems like
Everyone
it's
calls my characters racist, but Michael has been anti-goblin now for
Yeah.
two sessions in a row.
yeah.
This is
And
just
what
an
are these
observation?
creatures that are better dead than they were alive? Like it's like
Well,
you
I
die
mean,
and then you start going to the gym.
Well, and you got to admit, in in Ash's terminology, they are better dead because then they're more useful to it.
Well, that and they're the lucky ones. You know, they're dead, so they're finally lucky.
Yeah, their suffering is gone now.
Yes.
They've carried on.
But I will attempt to speak to it. Just look over at it and say, I see your suffering here on this world continues.
Well, yes, but I don't know that it's time to talk about it.
Yes. It speaks that. Too bad you can't hear it. You'd be able to understand whatever it is that it's saying.
What are you talking about?
That ghost over there. There's a goblin ghost over there. It looks depressed and sad.
Oh, well,
He's-
I understand.
Needs to be released.
Oh, yes.
He's
a shame.
speaking goblin.
Yeah, I
And
don't
it's
speak
speaking
goblin.
your language.
I don't speak that.
I thought you spoke goblin a few minutes ago.
Ash is
No, that
pretty
was
much,
not goblin.
You know, against everybody.
That is, yeah.
Yeah,
That's the trick. If you're racist against everybody, I think you're just an asshole. You're
Yeah.
not racist anymore. You're a
Yeah.
dick.
right. So true.
If I fine. So you want me to float up there and look around? Is that what this is all about?
I mean, that would probably be a good start. The windows that we see that are about 45 feet up, are they too small for a person to get into, or are they openable?
No, actually, they're not too small for a person to get into, but they are shuttered.
And there's also
Sure.
probably a way in from the roof.
Yeah. I figured just start looking at around the window area, and then go from there.
Okay. Well, I can. And how high up did you say it was?
80 feet.
80 feet.
I think that would take 12 seconds to get up there without the tape.
But what if you pushed off?
Yeah, well,
Then
actually,
10.
no, it's.
That is shaved like a whole second off of that.
I mean, do you want to take one of us up there and just so you can sort of
Oh,
come
gonna
back
be,
and forth?
Yeah,
it's gonna
he's
take.
gonna go up.
Yeah, it's 20 feet per action, so. So yeah, I can grab whichever one of you wants to come. Raleigh, I suspect.
Yeah, I can't see, so it's not going to be that useful for me.
The only other person who I'm gonna be willing to carry with is Raleigh. So.
Okay, well, there it is. he looks around and
I'm
goes,
touched.
you're like,
I
who are we going to
I
take?
didn't
You
know you
just,
felt that way.
yeah. There's
You know
something
what?
about the gentle caress of an elf clinging to your neck that's. It's just.
And before he goes, he will grab Wyndon on the shoulder and says, "Should you ever need me, wizard, merely cut your hand."
Please,
Okay.
just get to the top of the fucking roof, please.
Still not wizard.
I thought for sure he was going to reach over and grab me. He goes, someday you'll have just the same sort of thing that Ash and I have. Look at buddy.
I don't know that. He might die tonight.
Oh,
Who knows if he's gonna
So we can tie 2 ropes together then, because it's 80 feet. So we'll have to do that.
yeah.
And
If you guys want to attempt this, now
Yeah,
are you
worst
going
case scenario, Wyndon, we can fly, but
Yeah. Now here's the thing. Okay,
I'm gonna hold on to that until we need it.
you could maneuver around and find the part of the keep that's in the deepest shadow from, because it is a clear night. There's stars out and there is some moonlight. Okay.
What time of night is this?
You guys waited. Well, it could have been later, but somebody was impatient. So it's probably, I don't know, 10 o'clock.
Oh, okay.
At
Yeah,
least.
So we could probably
How-
take a short
you guys-
rest at the top of this thing if there's nobody up there.
Let's say
I could just
it's
fly us out.
autumn.
Oh yeah.
So it gets darker sooner. So we're gonna say night fell. It was dark. 7 o'clock. You made your way up there with Trent. 8 o'clock. You've gone through and done all this, so it's not even 9 o'clock yet.
Yeah.
No,
so-
I think 10 o'clock is. You had it right the first time. 10 o'clock sounds right. Because at 7 o'clock is still like light out. We're not gonna
Yeah,
be
we
trying
would have waited until it was a little darker than that. Even in autumn, you
Kinda
gotta wait
like-
till you gotta wait till 8 in autumn. That's
Okay. All right. So 10 o'clock it is then.
yeah, it's in the handbook for sneaking into keeps.
How heavy is everybody actually?
I've got. I mean, I'm probably like 165 pounds. I don't
Yeah,
have any, and I don't have any
actually-
stuff with
Yeah,
I
me.
am
have-
So.
wiry. 147 pounds.
Yeah.
That's
w-
200 or 3.
without equipment, I'm about 148.
Yeah,
I could
with
actually take
equipment.
2 of you. So I
All
could
right,
lift
take
500
these.
pounds.
Who would you let touch you? Obviously not Adams.
Raleigh and
Yeah.
Wyndon, I would allow to come with.
All right, yeah. Well, fuck
Okay.
this guy. I don't even know this guy. Let's leave him here today.
I'm
It's kind
comfortable.
of
I'll
You'll
turn,
never be Silver Wolf. You hear me?
I'll turn to Talon and be like, if I ride up with him, are you cool by yourself down here? You have a way to get up there if you need it? Well, we'll have the rope, I suppose.
Well, we'll bring the rope too,
Yes.
but
I am fine.
You learn to
Thank you.
fly or you fucking die down here.
I can fly. if
Your
I
name
need
is Talon Ravenflies. You fly.
All right, we'll see you at the top, I guess.
to. Yeah.
okay. So
I just want to see what's up there first, and if they die, they die. Then I'll continue the mission on my own, my way.
Raleigh never die. Raleigh can't die. He never has before.
That's fair.
never as before. The basis for a fact system.
well said. Now here's the thing: when you guys are going up the side of the
Tower.
you- you're going to be kind of out there.
Yeah,
But you're not in a place where people are normally going to be looking. So I'm going to give some rolls, but these rolls are all going to be at disadvantage for these guys. Okay, so there's only going to be 4.
Hold on
Yeah.
a second. Actually, now that's if that's like apparent to us. I
Oh,
might
it's
have
totally apparent. It's totally apparent because you guys are going to be
it didn't
out.
seem to be apparent when they were coming up with this plan.
You guys are going to be like, well, it would be like let's put you down in the downtown of a modern city, and there's a skyscraper there, and it's night. Let's just say most of the lights are off, but you do still got some light. Now, if there was somebody down the street, they'd say, "The fuck is that big?"
I'm gonna float up with 2 guys, 2 of my friends.
I mean, yeah.
Okay.
It's 3
So-
men-shaped balloons slowly going up the.
Yeah. There's a distinct possibility that the guys walking perimeter around the castle wall.
This is what I'm going to try to do to aid us.
Okay.
Is since I only have to hold on to his back and don't have to do anything, I'm going to
keep in mind they already have disadvantage,
which is good because I just want to give
Okay.
us some advantage. So we're gonna have that's I don't know, but regardless, mechanic wise aside, what Raleigh would try to do is he can cast illusions. So he would advise Ash to go slowly, and he would.
I don't think he could go that fast if he wanted to.
Well, yeah. As frequently as he could, he'd cast a 5-foot block like wall that just looked like the wall of the keep in front of us. So we're getting to the wall.
What's the area of effect of minor illusion? That's the only thing I need to know.
5-foot cube.
It's like 5-foot cube. And I will
Yeah,
actually
you can
cast
do that.
guidance on Raleigh as he's doing that. To get
Yeah, that would work because you guys are this like intimate sandwich
Right.
Yeah.
Delightful.
of people.
Wyndon
You know?
loves it to be
And so
seen.
basically, this is what talent sees. They're like, yeah, fuck you, dude. You stay down here. That's right, bitch.
Wyndon didn't say it like that.
Fuck you, you guy. Come on.
He thinks Talon's a good ally, so he's.
There's some real big cozy like.
I'm cool.
It's like they just
staying
won some
here.
kind of sports championship thing, but they're not slapping each other on the backs.
This is like, it's like a weird game of Twister without the without the mat or the spinning thing.
And
with the
basically,
girls.
You new guy, and then we all just
that's right. That's right. That's what happens. And basically, because that's such a good idea to do that. And it's got enough to cover you guys. Yeah, I'm going to just say you guys make it to the top.
All right, cool.
Not a problem. Okay. So now the top of the keep is essentially, for the most part, it's flat. Okay. There's some like drainage holes that are in the walls and stuff. And then there is on the top, there is a wooden like roof for a hall. And there's a couple of windows, like skylights that are up there as well. The keep is actually fairly well built. Okay. And there's nobody up there. It's just you guys. You do notice when you get up there, you have definitely a command view. Okay. Within about roughly, let's see, it's not that far in. We're going to say probably like a good 500 yards from where the keep sits. There's kind of there's a road that goes out the front of the keep, and it starts to meander down, and then it branches off into like some other another roads that go along the outskirts of the rift ravine. Okay, but one branches out, it starts meandering down into what you assume is a series of switchbacks going down into the rift itself. You can actually see in the distance the glint of something that you think is that one of the other castles on the perimeter of the rift crag. You're not sure, or if it looks like maybe firelight or some sort of camp, but it's way in the distance. You do see that. Now, as there's a whole stretch of land. It's like on the opposite side of how you guys came up to this, and it kind of like is down a little. So you didn't really see it as you were coming up to it, but there's like a huge camp down there. There's lights down there. There's a couple of odd fires here and there. And then there's also like pins where there would have been a lot more horses. There's some horses down there, but it looks like there would have been a lot more probably have gone. There's also a pin, which is empty. And then next to the empty pin are tethered to these great big stakes that are into the ground, these giant vultures. Okay. And you do see a couple of people here and there meandering about, but you don't see a bunch of them. Okay. So that's what you guys gather up there. If you want to look for anything else, you can think about that for a second, because I'm going to go to Talon right quick. And how you getting up there, Talon? Well, first
I
of all,
will-
you guys going to drop a rope?
Yeah, I'll tie a quick noose on the end of the rope and drop it all the way down for him. So he can like step his foot into it and we'll haul him up. But if he
That's
wants to
nice,
put it
yeah.
on his neck, that's okay too.
Either way.
Well, they didn't really tell you that when they went up. They were too busy calling you names and systems.
I did say we would drop a rope down.
You did say they would drop a rope. You didn't say you would pull
And
them
it
up,
wasn't
but-
name calling either.
No, that
I
was-
mean, I think anybody with a IQ of at least 100 would be able to oh, that's a foothold. Like, why else did they put a loop in
Yeah,
it?
I would assume that you're not trying to hang me.
no, yeah, you
This
get
is
that.
the worst trap ever. I mean, I guess I should.
I mean, if
No,
a goose falls
I can
down,
see
you put it
that,
around your neck. I mean, that's just
in
polite.
the hallway. There's just this noose sitting there. And there's like a goblin in hiding, and he watches the adventurers just kind of like walk around. He's like, "Oh damn, I almost got him."
I'm so close.
Okay, so
That
you
was my Hail Mary.
right. Okay, so you grab on the rope and start to climb up, and then they start pulling you up.
Okay.
Is that basically how it's going to work, or?
Yeah, that sounds
Yeah.
good to me.
Okay. All right. Well, now we will have some rolls because you don't have the advantage of, but you are a shadowy motherfucker.
I am a
So
shadowy
I will
motherfucker.
allow you to go ahead and give me a stealth roll, which I'm sure you'll probably not get out of the fucking park.
That's-
18.
Yeah, that's all
18,
one
solid.
second. That's great. That's really good. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do some rolls. These are guys
that
looking.
might work.
They are all at disadvantage still because they're not really looking for this sort of stuff. So we got one. Oh yeah, you didn't see shit. Okay.
That guy distracts the second guy. His roll was so
And he does. See,
Yeah.
there you go. Okay. So, and that's enough. That's enough. There was, like I said, again, these guards really aren't looking towards the
Who would
side.
be dumb enough to sneak into their keep is what they're thinking.
Well, they caught the guy.
They
caught
don't
the
know the
last
Press
guy.
Ganged Opportunists are in town.
That's right. I mean, don't break into a slave place with no plans either.
We don't give a fuck. Oh, you catch us, we'll just kill a bunch of you and then run away. I don't care. If you guys catch us here, that's the same. I'll drop a couple fireballs and then I'll fucking fly off.
Right.
I can't do any of those things.
But it would be cool if you could.
If I have an alter ego,
I
who
mean,
knows when
Morgan
he's going to
probably
pop up. It's very convenient.
Okay, so you make it to the top of the roof too.
All right.
So you guys are all on the top of the roof of the keep.
Is there a door? Trap door? or
Yeah,
something?
actually there is. It's a door that is like a whatchamacallit,
Hatch?
yeah, it's a hatch. It's what do they call this? It's like a storm door, for like you pull it open and you like the stairs go into
Oh,
under.
yeah, like a cellar door?
Thank you. That's the word for cellar door.
Okay,
But
as we're
There's no
preparing,
handle.
Bulkhead. I'm talking about a bulkhead
There's
door.
no handle on this door on this side.
Hmm.
Okay,
Anyone have a
so
crowbar?
it's just the door. Well, no, that's stupid. There's got to be a handle.
It's like, well, how do you open it then? That's not a door.
It would
That's
be
just-
so
Well, yeah,
funny.
I was
They
thinking,
just
it's
they
like, well,
fuck with their
you come
friends
up,
every
you just
time. Hey,
leave
go
the
check
door.
on the roof, see if everything's okay. They close the door behind them. Fuck
Yeah.
you, man.
You know what?
There's like this. The whole roof is littered with orc corpses that just were stuck up there
they're all looking for the pool up on the roof.
for weeks without water or food.
Right.
I
Right.
totally want to do that. Like in my own house now, is just cut out a door into a wall with no doorknob.
Right.
It's just part of the wall. People are like, "What the? Where does this? What the fuck is going? How do you open this door?"
You got
Really, I'm absolutely doing that.
Before we go any
It's gonna cost me
further, I'm going.
hundreds of dollars and hours older, but it's going to be worth it.
I'm going to go ahead and cast aid. Well, okay. You each get 5 hit points. And then I cast false life on myself.
Okay.
And give myself some hit points too.
Nice.
hour for false light.
6. Yeah. Yeah, the aid is
Oh,
8.
yeah, they both last quite a while. So that's
Yeah.
okay. Not a problem. All right,
I
you
can
guys
do
got
that
that.
will, by the way, if I wanted to.
What's that?
I can
Well,
cast
then you
spells.
probably fucking should, you dummy.
Maybe I will. Maybe I will.
Now, temporary hit points don't stack. Don't
No,
forget.
I know.
They don't. Yeah.
But it's all right because he didn't give you.
Nah, I gave him 5.
Those aren't temporary
Walk
hit
by
points.
and I slap each of you on the shoulder, boom, boom, and with him it's like, there you go.
You're starting to
But
come
then
around.
This is gonna work or
Oh,
not.
you're right.
I think we're gonna wind up being the best of friends.
Hey, fuck you. That's my best friend.
So you
That's
Everyone,
not
you
true.
love
I've
dies.
not
you left your best friend outside the castle.
Yeah.
I'm his best friend. He's not my best friend.
Oh yeah, it's one of those kind of awkward relationships
Yeah.
where you're at a party with him, going, yeah, dude, you're right, he's my best friend. He's like, yeah, we're friends.
No, that's I'm
20,
totally like
top
I'm like
20,
yeah,
but
I'm
not-
his best friend.
Yeah.
There you go. Ooh, that's a good way of doing it.
It's happened to me quite a few times.
Yeah, that's a smart way of doing it. Okay, so you've cast that on everybody. So what is the next step?
Does the door have handles or no? That's the
Yes, it
question.
does. It does.
Okay.
It does.
I say, well, I mean, I doubt that. Does anybody know what to look for? Like, I know certain things are trapped, but that's not really my area of expertise. Does anyone have any ideas?
No.
Or should we just open this thing blindly?
I would imagine that if there would be a trap, it would be somewhere
Right.
at the bottom and not at the top of this
Well,
roof,
I mean, you never
80
know.
feet above the ground.
Okay. Well, I mean, for
The
fun.
trick is to just be on your toes, and also, and then if you're not, just take your pain like a man, and
I hear
don't whine
yanking
about it to the rest of us.
Helps too.
If someone wants to look for traps, I can give them the guidance of Nerul to assist them.
Well, I can open it with a mage
Fuck
hand.
that then. I'm not going to do
For
it.
Wait a minute. Wait. You're a wizard.
And not a
You've
wizard.
got magic, and
Don't
you're
have
over
much
here
magic.
like, how do I kill this bunny with these giant claws? Yeah, use the fucking mage hand.
Okay, fine. Everyone stand back then.
All right.
So
Why, is there a chance you're going to explode?
Yeah.
and then stand,
Every time he does magic, there's always that chance.
I'm not classically trained. I don't know how this works.
Okay, so you use your mage hand to.
yeah,
to
I'll
open
stand
the door?
about 20 feet away from it and cast mage hand to see if I can open it. If it
Yeah, mage
Yeah.
hand only can pull 10 pounds, right?
10 pounds, yeah.
10 pounds, yeah.
You can't open it. It's too.
Okay.
too heavy.
Well, that's too heavy, or it's locked. Either way.
Well,
Well,
it
yeah,
would
if
still,
you're,
the doorknob would still turn if it was unlocked.
Yeah, so we know that it's unlocked, probably.
Well,
Right.
it's a handle.
It's a
just
handle.
Yeah.
it's
So
not-
either
not
it's
door
too heavy or it's locked.
All right.
Oh, I see.
I am
Okay.
going to attempt to check for traps. That's an investigation check.
You are.
I'll give you
correct, sir.
guidance.
I am. I don't want.
You get a D4.
He
I just
gives
walked
you
up to
anyway.
you. The
He
gas
gives
in there rolls with you.
I didn't. I don't use it, and I got a
Oh,
I
21.
didn't want it.
See, I told you that Nerul would help you.
Whether you want it or not.
I can see it now. It's like, gosh, man, it's a good thing that we caught these guys breaking in. It's like, yeah, these fuckers were loud.
I hear them coming a mile.
Rule and
Yeah, those
I ain't gonna
forces
do it.
outside of Rook Roost heard us.
okay, so yeah, you don't see anything. I mean, it looks clean. It looks like it's just a big heavy, because for one, being up here and whatnot, wind and what have you. It's got to be a good heavy door. So.
All right, I'm gonna try to open it.
Okay, it actually it pulls open, and there is a wooden set of stairs that goes down into the darkness, and it ends at a small, very narrow, only one person at a time, stone a hall passageway.
I don't. There's nobody down in the down the bottom of the stairs that I can.
No,
see.
there's nobody there.
Okay, I say, would anybody like to go first, or shall I?
I can't see, so.
Not you then.
Yeah. I have my.
Raleigh does one of these like you or me or you.
I just go down the stairs.
I have my coin. I can see. I can.
Right, I got
Let's not
bullseye.
flash the light on the top of the tallest building in the middle. Let's not do that.
I can see exactly. Oh, don't trip down those stairs. Hold on a second.
I got a light. Hold on.
Totally.
Can I
Okay.
pull out my iPhone. I'll put the flashlight on.
There you go. Okay, so you make it down the stairs. They're you know, a little squeaky, you know, nothing bad or anything. And essentially, there is actual space behind the stairs too, because it's just a cutout, and then the stairs just come down into it. But there's nothing back in there except cobwebs and bullshit like that. So you get to the end of that, and you look down this narrow hallway, and there is a door.
Okay.
Now this is a regular door. It's not extremely it's not big, because basically this hallway, it's kind of narrow. It's like maybe 4 feet in width, and so the door is roughly basically, you know, the same. The door does have a handle, and it's got like a door lock.
Okay. Locked from the other side?
No, it's like one of those, you know, like old school, like got the keyhole. You
Oh,
probably
got it.
sort of
Raleigh
thing.
has a key, so hopefully, yeah, that'll help.
Yeah, because I'm sure that orc that was down in the bottom of that tower's got the key for up here.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
sure he does.
yeah,
It's a skeleton key. Yeah.
I would totally expect the orcs to all just have one key that does everything.
That's true, because you know they lose them all the time.
Yeah.
And then they're finding them. It's like, oh, I lost my key. Let me go look around until I find another one.
And it's that mentality of like, if someone's going to get into the tower, they're going to get into everything. You know, our walls are on the outside. Let's just.
So true.
Yeah. So anyway, I'll tell the others to come down, but be quiet. But it's safe in here.
Here, I was planning on singing cabaret on the way down.
Ooh, I don't know the words.
Life is a cabaret.
There you go. Asking, you shall receive.
Only line I know.
Okay.
I'm gonna try the key.
Okay, so you guys all come in.
Yeah, or do we know for sure it's locked, or do you just see the key?
I didn't check the door yet.
I think I'm gonna be up last on the stairwell nearest the top of the tower.
Okay.
And I said, do not close the door. Leave that open.
Yeah, I won't.
Okay, so you guys all go in. You guys kind of like scooch past each other, and you let Raleigh ahead of you.
Sure.
Yeah. Okay. Sure.
Okay, because he's got this key out, man. He's
Yeah.
like, hey, let me get that door.
Yeah. Well, so
Okay.
I'll try the door first.
It's locked.
Okay, so now I'll try the key.
It doesn't work.
Yeah, that's shot.
Yeah.
I mean, the
Does
size
it
of the
open
key
in or
is-
out?
The size of the key is too big for it even to fit into this lock.
Okay.
This door would probably
After
open.
about 6 or 7 minutes, I discern that this is. hold on. I think I have the wrong way.
Yeah, he's turning it upside down and shit.
Yeah.
So
Is
this
there?
being a door to a stairway, I'm assuming, does it open out?
It opens in towards you guys.
It opens in
That's
towards us, which
perfect. We can
means-
take it off the hinges.
That's what I'm thinking. Yeah.
I do say, okay, hold on, just give me a second.
Wait. Is he gonna do some wizard stuff?
Oh shit! Use your magic. Use your magic.
I just looked at him and go, I don't know if you guys are deliberately ignorant or I pull out a pack of thieves tools that I have.
How quickly
I will
did you
cast
get
guidance on you.
the little sandwich fest you guys had coming up the side of the place? Now it's all insults again.
Yeah.
I'd say,
I don't know what you think this is, but
Right.
if you're going to take those little pin thingies that
Yep.
you have there, the little pincers or whatever,
Right.
and open up this door,
Right.
that is 100% fucking magic. Wizard.
Sure. Yep, it's totally magic. That's right. All right.
I've seen it before. I mean, it's not high level magic, but it's
You're giving him
using a
name
thing.
rules.
It's impressive. It definitely is that. Go ahead.
All right. So it's D4.
The guidance
I'll
on
need
my
it.
rule is with you.
Good. I need that. D4, right?
You need it.
Yes.
So
God
11.
damn it. 11.
You don't get it.
What a
How
terrible
long
roll.
before we
I
get?
rolled a
Like,
2.
we're just stuck here. So he's just
Maybe
gonna
you
try
could
and
try
Yeah,
try.
you have
Yeah.
a plus 7. Yeah, that's.
Yeah, it's still locked.
Try again.
Go ahead, give it again.
By
This
discerning-
time, concentrate on the guidance that
use
Nayrul is
use the
offering to you.
force.
I'm gonna rub his shoulders and just give him some great moral support and remind him about the first tumbler.
I appreciate
Watch out, there's a tumbler in there.
Yeah,
The
thank you.
foe of all good is with you.
Oh, wow. That
the
seems a bit
most
much.
aid I
But okay. And I'll roll it
you do
anyway.
it.
Yes.
Do it on the second.
Excellent.
There
There
it
you
is.
go.
All right.
21.
Oh yeah.
You have accepted. You've accepted.
I don't know if I'd say
Remember
that.
the tumbler.
You know what happens is as you're down there and you're picking the lock and you're like, yeah, I got it. And then, Ash just puts his hand on your shoulder and goes, may the blessing of Nayrul be with you. Like, yeah, I got this. Your eyes turn red.
Oh,
You're like, yeah, I got this.
See, I
Okay.
pictured it like the total opposite. Like Ash is over there trying to cast some spell, and Raleigh's just like uttering this nonsense about tumblers in his ear. And he's
Michael's
like,
slapping him on the
"I gotta
back.
get the fuck through this
And-
door.
Yeah.
Just
Just get the hell out of this room.
I can't be locked in here with these idiots. I can't.
So basically, it gives a nice resounding click, and it is open.
And then I sort of just and put everything back real fast in my pouch.
Okay.
Haven't had to use those in a while.
It, like Raleigh gets uncomfortably close and just whispers in your ear, "Magic."
Yep. Oh boy, yeah. Okay. Why don't we let Talon go first since he can see and is quiet?
Okey-doke.
And I step back and gesture for him to go.
Step back and just go home.
I get.
Leave
Yeah, this is it. I'll open the door for you guys, but I gotta go. I'm so sorry. I can't.
That's it. Fuck my soul. I've had enough.
Okay. So you open up the door, and you go to make your way through the door into the room beyond, and that is actually where we're going to end it
Perfect.
because I can't get into the next stuff.
Yeah,
without
2
it.
minutes.
Wait, you can't
Yeah.
wrap it up in
I
a minute?
can't wrap it up. You guys aren't going to you open up the door, you go into the room. Oh, look at all these papers in here. Woo-hoo!
Congratulations, you win D&D.
Yeah.
Triumphal
Yeah.
music plays.
Right? Exactly.
Something
So-
with a lot of trumpets.
There it is. Hey, everybody. Thank you again for watching and tuning into episode 32 of Return to the
32.
Bandit Kingdoms.
Holy shit, 32.
32.
That's like
Yeah,
a long time. It's like
It is
32
long.
weeks.
it is.
You were
Even
correct.
more, really.
Which is
Yeah,
more,
actually. So let's see. You had 4
We had
more on
2
that. There's
breaks,
36.
and then we had 2.
Well, I think we didn't we start in May or June? I can't quite remember when we started, honestly, but
It was-
Yeah.
You're trying to narrow down months. Was it 2013? 2000? I've told you my memory resets every 18 weeks. So I have no idea.
It was at least. It's been at least 36 weeks since we started.
You know what we could do is always
That's a
Check.
pregnancy. We
When-
could have had a baby together, gentlemen.
Aw, that's a
feel like
sweet
we did,
moment. I feel like
I
we
was
did
just
too.
about to say the same thing. I feel like I have some time. All you gotta do is go on YouTube and check out the when the first video was posted. And
That's
that'll-
true.
Oh yeah.
So, but anyway, hey, thank you everybody for tuning in. I really appreciate it, as is everybody else. And
No, absolutely. Thank you, because
we're gonna give a little bit of shout outs here. So we're gonna start in a reverse order this time. We're gonna start with Steve. Why don't you tell if you got anything to say, anybody or anything?
thanks for watching. I hope we've been entertaining.
And there it is. Okay, Adam.
Yeah. Thanks.
You got stuff going on. Come on.
Yeah,
now.
you can. Check out Fridays at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time or Eastern Daylight Time, or what are we on right now? Are we on Daylight or Standard?
I
even
don't
know.
recall.
I don't know. Or fuck the farmers.
It's on Eastern. I know. You know what? I agree with that. Thank you, unless you're a farmer.
Farmers.
In which case,
like to be a
stop
sponsor.
messing with our time, man.
And time has no benefit to farmers because they just have to get up earlier to go milk cows.
Yeah, so
Right.
It
I'm
doesn't
sorry
help.
to the farmers now.
It doesn't help.
That was-
Yeah, all they're doing is
I would
making
like
it
to
worse
just point
for
out
you.
they're that rude in real life too.
Yeah, Anyway, at 9 p.m. Eastern, daylight or standard, it doesn't matter. It's all the same. It's still 9 p.m. Check me out on the Sinister Secret of Saltmarsh on the Greyhawk channel here on Twitch. Go to the YouTube channel, YouTube/Mr. Adam PL, for past episodes of Return to the Bandit Kingdoms, as well as Ravana. There's Ravana episodes on there, which hopefully at some point will revive again, Jairus.
Yeah. That's sooner or later.
coming.
It's coming. It's a coming.
Coming soon.
Yes. If you would like to play in Ravana and don't mind being and are halfway decent at D&D, call my mom.
There you go. She doubles as a secretary.
She does all the shit I don't want to do.
There it is. All right. Is that it?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. All right. Well, Jairus, just say goodbye to everybody.
I'm gonna give a shout out to Will DM and all the DMs out there, because it is a thankless job that requires a ton of prep work and being quick on your feet, and Matthew Mercer makes it look easy, but DMing is hard, and big thanks to all the DMs.
Yeah.
So Matthew Mercer makes it look easy, but Will makes it look hard? What are we saying?
Yeah.
What are we... Will
I took
shows you
that-
just how hard this shit is.
I took it for the compliment it was meant to.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Damn,
Sorry about that. Happy DM Day.
Oh, no doubt. We should do that. We
There
should
should be a DM
totally
day.
get a DM day. I mean, they got days for damn everything else.
Yeah.
We need a DM day.
I bet
I'm gonna
there is
start-
one.
I mean, if we're gonna do a DM day, we should also do a BM day. I'm just
Oh,
saying.
Jesus.
That's
Okay,
a separate
all right.
days.
There's
though.
a Gary Gygax day, so it's probably that would be
That's
that
as
day,
close
I
as you can
suppose.
get.
Yeah, I'd be cool with that. Although I don't think Gary needs to share his day with anybody else.
Well, no, you get to bask in the little bit of glow that Gary has given you. That's all.
Oh, yeah. All right. Sure. Why not? All right. And then Michael.
I guess we're done. So start by admitting from cradle to tomb isn't that long a stay.
Oh, you know what? Hold on.
Because
Sorry.
life is a cabaret, old chum, and I love cabaret.
Well played.
Did you miss something there, Adam?
International GM's Day.
Ooh.
Oh wait,
Uh-huh.
is this right?
Is that general managers?
Yeah.
Yeah. I just wanted to double check that it wasn't. It's not. I got the right one. Game Masters Day is March 4th.
Ooh, that's
Really?
that's cool.
Yeah.
Interesting.
My wife's little brother was born on March
It was
5th.
the anniversary of the sad
Serendipity.
2008 passing of Dungeons and Dragons co-creator Gary Gygax.
No shit, really?
Yeah,
Okay.
it started in 2002.
All right, so it's not coincidence. Like GM's Day is in honor of that,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, that makes sense, though.
Okay.
That makes sense.
How
28
crazy
ways
would
to
it be if it was
appreciate
already
your Dungeon
established?
Master. For those of you who want to do that, I'm not going to bother reading it, but you get the idea. You can't see it on there. It's just bright white.
Yeah.
But anyway, if you
There it
want,
is.
there are 28 ways. There's no more, no less, but there are 28 ways to appreciate your Dungeon Master.
50 ways to leave your lover. 20
I was
ways
just thinking,
to appreciate you.
There are at least 35 ways, and 7 of those were just way too nasty to put on the internet.
that's right.
Yeah, the internet's a clean place.
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
Let's keep it
with all
classy.
that having been said, I will DM. I'm the Dungeon Master, obviously. We've gone over that part of it. I also DM the Sinister Secret of Saltmarsh on the Greyhawk channel on Fridays.
I thought you looked familiar.
Yeah, that's where you were. That's,
Ah,
Wait, you're that guy?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love that guy. Yeah, he's good.
This guy not so much. That guy.
Here, why don't you bring some of that talent to our show?
I'm also the host of the Down Roll.
Yeah, there you
See,
go.
I got it.
Nice.
And yeah, I'm going to do another episode of that soon. I've got a topic even picked out. I just need to record the damn thing. So, but it'll be up. I guarantee it'll be up this week. I'll record it this week. It'll be up there, and you can see
that is a Will DM guarantee.
That is a Will DM
And
guarantee.
you can take that to the school nurse.
There you go, and she'll give you a Band-Aid. And so that also could be watched here on Wicked Studios LLC. And yeah, I'm also working on my upcoming second stream. I haven't pinned down the day, but I will keep you guys posted on that. And I should start saying this because it's getting close to the time. I'm going to be hosting, not one, but two. I should say hosting, running two Return to the Bandit Kingdom one-shots at Denver's longest, oldest, and largest gaming convention, Genghis Con, number 42, coming up February 21st through the 24th.
Wow. How do you get involved in that if you're in the Denver area?
Well, if you're going to be going to the con, you can sign up. There are slots available to take part. And if you play in these games actually are canon. So what occurs in these one-shots will go into what's actually going on in the Bandit Kingdom.
Oh, no shit.
No shit.
Cool.
That is, do something cool, guys.
Yeah.
That sounds awesome.
There you go. So if you are going to Genghis Khan, or if you're going to be in the Denver area during that time and you want to do some D&D with moi, sign up. So there it is. So, but that's about it. And again, thank you as always. Much love, much appreciated that you guys are here. And we will see you next Tuesday. Peace out.
Bye.